and countless others springing up in communities everywhere, and all happening simultaneously today. So even if we're separated by oceans and continents, we're bound together by the same passion for space, for discovery, and for this incredible universe we're building together. Whether you're at home or alongside your crew at a watch party, grab a drink, sit back, and let us take you inside our up-and-coming plans for the next year of Star Citizen.
Goddamn. Okay, we're here. Definitely. We are here. We are live. This is my first ever CitizenCon, by the way, so like, I'm new here. I'm new with this, right? Can y'all hear me good? Am I everything good? Several minutes? Okay. Is there a Twitch stream? Nah, what do you mean? Nah. What do you guys mean? Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna have your chats on screen as well so you guys can see yourselves talking. Guys, it's about... Hey, yeah, bro. We popping the cherry together, my boys.
With the foundational technology now in place, the content development of the game is no longer restricted.
Hey, dude, what's up?
Allowing us to forge
Welcome.
ahead
You made it.
with building out our first 5-star systems.
Is the Twitch stream
Nyx
better?
will see the
Should I do this
much-loved
Twitch stream?
Levski landing zone added back to the verse, while also bringing
What's Levski?
one of its most iconic landmarks, the Glacium Belt. Here, you'll experience a new combined arms operation that will introduce new factions and new adventures for you to discover. With this edition of our 3rd star system, we're also going to do something that's
third star system. Wait.
Star Citizen experience, and that is to build it right in front of you. As we've done this year,
wait.
with the addition of several major locations, such as the Hathor facility or the Lazarus complex, we will continue to unveil new Nyx content throughout the year.
So
it's
Nyx is coming
different
out.
approach to how we deliver Pyro, but we feel this gets the content into your hands sooner and shows our intent as we continue our march towards 1.0. I'm so incredibly proud of the work our teams have done and are continuing to do, and we're excited to have you on this next step of our journey. And as with any journey in Star Citizen, that begins with a little story.
Wait. I think this is what we're meant to be watching.
Across the universe.
This right here.
The first was Pyro Must Burn. It connected Stanton to Pyro and introduced the Frontier Fighters, who are relentless, brutal, and determined to wipe out any threats that cross them.
Okay. I think we're good here.
You'll now take part in the conclusion to that storyline.
Oh,
the
they're ending.
Science Run Amok.
They're ending it.
With the regen crisis, throwing the Empire into chaos.
So 5 for Pyro, all of that is going to be gone. It's
to help the
ending.
various corporations respond. Through that journey, we pulled back the curtain on ASD and its shady practices, uncovering
ASD,
long-forgotten
man,
Onyx facilities, and met new characters like Dr. Logan Yorin and Detective Arkham Meller of the Hokro Agency. And just like the Pyro Must Burn storyline carried us into a new system, Science Run Amok is now setting the stage for Nyx. The next step
so
in
that's
the
how they're
larger story
setting it
we're
up to
telling
get the new system
on the
then.
road to 1.0. As this new chapter of Star Citizen begins, let's hear from just a few of the team members working to bring this next era of our universe to life.
But Science Run Amok is such a crap name. Why? Come on, guys. You couldn't think of anything better than Science Run Amok. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing, gang?
When the Nyx system was first discovered, the United Empire of Earth, the UE, came out and did scans and kind of found out that the system wasn't really worth settling. The planets were too hard to terraform, the resources were too tough to get, so they opened it up.
Is this Nyx?
And one company saw opportunity where the UE didn't, QV Planet Services. And so they expanded into the system and tried to mine as much as they could, making a very slim margin by the sheer quantity of resources they were pulling out.
How come Nyx doesn't look too lit?
Sort of ran its course
It looks
from
like
sort of
Pyro.
a large corporate interest perspective.
Oh, the
and then was
pre-show
mostly
skits?
left, abandoned.
Now this ended up being the ideal situation for the People's Alliance, who were a group of revolutionaries who were trying to overthrow the dictatorship of the Messer regime that was going on in the empire at the time.
So they went to the Nix system and established what became known as Levski. They wanted to make it everything that the UEE wasn't at this time.
They set up what they saw as their ideal society, where everyone's voices would be heard.
Wait, I thought Nix was supposed to be like...
But they've fallen onto hard times.
Like Stanton, just better. It looks like Pyro
Nix
almost.
today is kind of at an interesting point in its history. Now that the UEE has kind of transformed itself into a democratic society, what is their role? What are the People's Alliance rebelling against? And they still see the empire as being inherently unfair. They see their role as still trying to create a free and fair society. But on the other hand, they have more problems than ever. And there's new threats lurking around every corner. And they have to ask, are they prepared to handle that? Or do they need to turn to the UEE for help?
So Messer is okay. That's not good. That's not good, bro.
Making a star
So
system
Nix isn't crazy
you approach
like
it from kind of two
advanced
angles in a weird
like
way.
Stanton
What is this system bringing to the gallery? How does this new system plug into it, and what does it bring to the table from a sort of a flavor experience? We want to make sure that whatever it's bringing to the company is unique and has some flair to it.
So the Nix system is a remote system where people want to go and live free outside of the pressure and influence of the UEE. It's a remote
Isn't that what
and
Pyro is,
rugged
though?
system with a lot of hostility coming from the ever-present threat of Vandal.
It's kind of like a frontier-esque thing. It's not lawless like Pyro, it's just kind of out there. Pyro's more like a Mad Max wasteland, and Nix is more like Silverado or like Deadwood, right? It's kind of like a smaller scope.
The emptiness and the loneliness is the defining factor. You're still going to find gangs, you're still going to find hostile presences, but it's where people go if they want to live off the grid.
The People's Alliance
So it's
is
for
the main
off-gridders.
peacekeeping force in Nix.
They were unhappy with the direction that the empire was going under the Messers. They got out. They said, we're just going to start from scratch, build our own society, but build it the way that we think it needs to be built.
They're not perfect. They're just people, but they're doing their best. They want
So it's just...
they want to help keep
It's basically
Nix
Pyro
safe and make it
2.0,
prosper.
right?
They are trying to do the best that they can, but are faced with the realities of dealing with people, which is tricky.
So it's gonna be like what
The Pyrostar is
Frontier
quite a warm
Fighter
star.
wanted to do with
Stanton star
Pyro
is
is what it's
quite
gonna be like,
neutral.
right?
And the Nix is a little bit cooler. The system has its star, and it has this dark, really, really dense gas, sort of nebulous cloud. And it has points of light scattered around it, and those points of light in this gas cloud is really, really hazy.
Oh, it's gonna be more
So
far
because
clouds.
Nix
It's gonna
is
be more
bordering
far
Vandal
clouds.
space, it was important that we have a gap in the Nix gas cloud where you could sort of just, in between the clouds, see a piece of the Vandal space.
Right,
It
so
feels
there's
so close that
so
it's
that's
even
Vandal.
protruding some red light. The
So is
level
that a
designers are
Vandal
using
system
it
that's
as an
right
actual
there?
visual indicator of where to place more dangerous POIs. So if you point your ship in the direction of it, you should find, as we build it out, that you will be in more and more danger. And I think that's really cool.
So you can tell how close to danger you are by how close you are to the red lights.
To give more atmosphere,
Okay.
I was testing out adding some sort of space snowflakes, essentially. So when you
Space
look towards
snowflakes.
the sun, you can sort of see that sort of like sparkle. But then when you look away from the sun, you'll see the reflections and sort of like little glints of light. For the jump points in Nix, we'll have 2 on this release. We'll have
2
one
jump
from
points.
Pyro to Nix and
Okay,
one
right,
from
makes sense,
Stanton to
yeah.
Nix. It should be going from Nix to Castra, but we're essentially bypassing Castra temporarily.
Hey, we want to make
So
sure
they're
you can get there
skipping
any way you
another
want.
one.
Glacian Belt is a huge asteroid belt that is
So
in
we
sort
might
of
get
the middle of the
Vandal
system.
enemies soon. Then we might get Vandal
Well,
enemies.
this
That's what it is.
combination of a bunch of technologies that we already had. The asteroid fields we use for planetary rings and gas clouds, and it's combining them to make something completely new that we've just not seen before.
It's full of resources that are still left unharvested because it's kind of a tricky spot for mining. It's not the easiest place to go, but that means that there's still a lot of
They need to let
opportunity
us,
for
when they bring
independent
base
miners to go out
building,
there.
we need to be able to build
So
on
the
an
rocks
asteroid.
in Lynx
Imagine having a
are
base on an
a bit more
asteroid.
sharp, like sorts of like icy look, rocky, cliff-like, very different from those in the Pyro and the Stanton.
Imagine
Big
building a
difference
base
too
on
is
one of these.
all of that extra added movement that just adds a little bit of extra flair.
It's also a good hiding spot for people who are trying to elude capture, maybe set up ambushes, that type of stuff.
Okay, we're gonna get lots of ambush missions here as
Always
well.
feel way more interesting flying in those spaces than just, you know, through empty void.
And as we build out the Glacian build over the next year, lots of places to put new content.
It does look beautiful. I think I like the
is a very
blue
large
more than I like the
asteroid in the Glacian
brownish from
that PV
Pyro.
Planet Services
Yo,
had built
what's up,
a
what's up? Welcome
mining
to the
base
stream,
on
my boy.
that got taken over by the People's Alliance and renamed Levski.
Levski just sounds, I don't know, it sounds like Polish or Russian, like Levski.
Levski is our first and biggest social outpost for Nyx.
It's kind of like the place where you stop before you do your panning.
Nah, but that blue,
So
that
it's
looks
kind of
so
a
sick.
San Francisco before you go out to the gold rush.
It's going to be the central hub for trade and hauling and all of the commerce within
Yeah, I was
Nyx,
thinking there's gonna be
and
more
also
about
from
mining,
Nyx
hauling
to
kind
other
of systems.
But it does have a
That
CDN
isn't as,
related to it.
I think at first it's gonna be as volatile and as
Over the
hostile
years,
as
you know,
Pyro.
sorts of improving
people are gonna
the
get bored over a while and
generation
they'll go back to
of
normal.
those asteroids to culminate towards this specific point to make large, explorable location.
Yeah,
When
that
you
looks
fly
sick.
towards the Levski, you see this huge gas ring around it, scattered small.
Where you're
mid-sized
from,
pieces of
Levski? Where are you
asteroids.
from? Levski's an
Levski
actual
is
place.
immediately apparently unique by the fact that it's
Croatia?
It's a facility clamped onto the side of an asteroid. The breathtaking views of looking into the belt
Bro,
instantly gives it
they're adding it to the game,
charm
bro.
and flavor.
As you approach, you'll initially see a very dramatic borehole that goes all the way through the asteroid. You will also see, growing out from there and alongside Levski, there will be landing
That's
pads
very
along
unique.
what I'd call the spine.
That is actually very,
Lots
very
of
unique.
industrial pipes and transport systems to bring out the refined mining materials when it was.
Hey, yo,
mining
nah,
station.
that is actually sick. What the hell?
Before we were using an
That
actual
looks
planet,
so much
so
more
we had
alive
all
than
of
the regular space
available
stations.
to place all of these structures. But now it kind of meant that we had to create an asteroid which has the appropriate size to.
They have to let us build on asteroids. They have
Took
to
the whole
let us
shot
build on
of
asteroids,
the
man.
asteroid, you will see that there is an area to fly underneath. We plan on bringing in whole sea gameplay, so this is exterior cargo elevators. So as a team, you will be able to load and unload cargo.
Okay, so all those videos we see,
There's a
but
lot
like the
more
whole
movement
seas
on
doing
the
their
exterior,
docking and
such
undocking.
as the
They've
cargo
built something for
trains
it.
going around tracks. It's
This
now
actually
going to be
looks
fully
cool, man.
EVA-able. There will be walkways.
It reminds me of the
around
Halo
main
series. Have you
landing
guys watched the
zones
Halo
to walk
series that they put on
gravity planes,
Netflix now?
but
It reminds
you
me
can
of that.
Drift off and kind of go wherever you want. They can explore fully the whole place, which is great.
Damn.
Unlike the majority of anarchists living in Pyro, there are people here in Nyx that care.
It's not a downtrodden or derelict, dilapidated location. It has a sense of order.
But only where the People's Alliance has people living.
So
We've had
anywhere that's
Levski
outside
before.
here, basically the same as Stanton, I
We've
guess.
updated it quite substantially
To an extent.
to be more in line with the newer features that have been put in since, but also visually. And there's been a lot of quality of life fixes that we've wanted to add and
So it's gonna be
and
more-
bring up to like a good standard.
More
for
aligned with all
that.
the new stuff we have.
Gracing the main lobby of Levski is a large statue of Anthony Tanaka, who was a child worker.
And was being worked to death, all of them were. And Anthony Tanaka just had a break and just said no, and stood up against the foremen, the supervisors, the managers, the guards, and was killed for it. And so he became a sort of a
They're
figurehead.
killing children.
And kind of was one of the linchpin moments in seeing the fall of the Messer regime.
They kill children. Bro, these Messer people are demons. What the hell?
So if you take the elevator...
Pyro light. That's perfect. Pyro light, yes.
The cargo area as well, so you can go through the cargo shop. You've got your normal kind of cargo needs. You'll have ability to trade and buy your tractor beam and other gear that you need.
Damn, it's still run down.
If you were to die in
though.
the Nix system, then one of the places you might come out from is the hospital in Levski, which is called the Mercy Hospital.
The Mercy.
So Mercy Hospital
Show me
is just
mercy,
basically
please.
a local med station for all the residents of
Bro, this
Levski,
looks like a
anybody
drug
traveling through the
facility,
system.
man.
Again, they're trying to provide as good medical help for people as they can.
Bruh, is there chains? There's chains on this
Have
side.
the location. You'll be presented with a lobby, elevator bank.
What?
And you will take that.
Child slave labor. Oh, they got the rats
the
here too,
hat
man.
room.
I don't like those rats, bro. The spines, the mohawk
So
rats.
within that room will be pods.
And that's where the original miners would have lived. They're not the nicest, and they're a bit messy, but
This place
they're a
looks
home
like it's
for
really,
people
really
in Levski.
Ebola, man.
If you head down to the lower view deck, you'll go through into the Grand Barter, which is your main social and commercial area of Levski.
This is where
So,
you will see
Ollie,
market
where's
sellers
Ollie?
selling their wares. There will be stalls. There will be kind of more embedded shops.
And that includes things like corderies, which is your armor shop, and also conscientious objects, which is for weapons. There's also one of my favorite places, Cafe Musée, which is where you can go down.
I don't
into
like
some
the
of
fact that I'm seeing a lot of
depths and grab
same
yourself a
kind
drink,
of
and
things used.
you never know
Like
who
the
you meet
signs
down
look
there.
very like the ones in Pyro. I would have
If you
liked to see
explore
them
bit
do
more
a
around
little
the
bit
Grand
more,
Barter,
like be
there's
more
other
adventurous.
routes around and
There's just a lot of
side
things I'm like,
passages.
this is basically just what you used in Pyro.
There's another shop that's away
repurposed.
from that area called Teachers.
Teacher's Ship Shop is basically where you would go if you were looking to pick up a used
Hollister
ship,
was-
buy some ship
Seraphim
parts,
had a different-
fix your old
Seraphim?
ship, find some new
What?
stuff, sell some scrap.
We've closed up Dumpers Depot for Levski, and everything that used to be sold there will now be sold at Teachers. Another
Wait,
new
Dumpers
area as well as
Depot
the
is
cargo shop
closed.
that we've
Is
added
that
is the
in Stanton as
refinery
well?
deck for Levski. That's where you can take your processed goods, not just from Levski, but
Dumpers
from
Depot
the rest
has
of
been
the
closed
system.
up and it's all going to be
Refine
sold
and
at
sell those
Levski.
goods there.
What do they mean by that?
As a lot of the content in the next coming releases for Nix is going to be mining related. So it's super important that Levski is a really nice hub for mining type of gameplay.
Yeah, I think for
We're
the first
really
little
happy to
bit,
bring
it's
Levski back
going
into
to
the
be
game.
very,
It's been
very
gone
aggressive.
for quite a few years now.
I think
Very
it really
aggressive.
provided a unique environment of it's run down, but the people who live there love it and are working their hardest to make it a great place to live.
This is a location that has a lot of nostalgia for you guys, and we don't
Nah,
want
it's new
this
to
just
me,
to
bud.
be a re-release. We do want you to go, wow.
It's not going to be as complete as Pyro was when it first came out, but it's going to be our first iteration.
But the
and you're gonna
fact
be able to
that
see it grow
it's
as
not
we work on it.
new,
Like with
I don't know how it's
everything,
gonna. How
always
does
learning
that feel for
and
people
improving
who've
and
been here
finding
for
ways.
years?
I mean, is there anything more Star Citizen than just building the system
Like they
while
should
the
have
players
given
watch us
something
build it
new
around
as
them?
the.
Gonna add a
Whoa,
nice
look what we're
dynamic.
adding, you know?
To Stanton and be a much more calming of style system than Pyro.
The people that would have played it before are going to love to see this come back, and the people that haven't seen it before, it's going to be a great new location.
This is the first time that
Yeah,
I'm
like,
able to
for
touch
me, it's
stuff
gonna be a
and
new
kind of
location, but
bring
for
my
you
own
guys,
content
like,
to the game. That's
How do
really
you feel
exciting.
about the
Levski
new
coming
thing
back
coming
into the
is
game is a
something
huge
you already
milestone
had?
personally for me. So I worked on the original quite some time ago. So seeing it come back and updated and improved and better is fantastic.
But I guess it's gonna be up to par with all the new things, eh? Yeah, that's the thing, but it's like I thought they would add something brand new than just adding something they had before. You know, I feel like it's a little bit of a
So we've talked
downturn
about
on the fact that
we've
it's
talked
new.
about the Glacian Belt, but you're probably asking yourself, what's the new gameplay activity we're going to be doing?
Okay.
So let's find out.
Welcome to Nyx is your first experience in a new space station in a new solar system.
It's a mystery to be solved. There's things for the
More
player
mystery,
to
good.
explore
I
and look
love the
into.
mystery
There's
stuff.
going to be some twists and turns, of course, some combat, and if you're lucky enough to survive, maybe some good rewards.
This is
What do
basically
you
a
mean?
continuation
A free Asgard?
kind of our ASD storyline. So in the closing out what we had called our science run amok storyline, we had revealed that
These
ASD
things
had
are
been procuring
killing me, bro.
sort of very black market illegal
Those
stuff
ASDs,
in order to
bro.
conduct their experiments. So this mission is basically going to be continuing on that trail. So the Navy has learned that illegal tech is being sold in the UAE, and they're hiring Intersect to investigate. Intersect Defense Solutions is the leading military defense contractor in the UAE. So the Navy contracts with them a lot for doing various kind of military operations that they don't want to handle themselves.
We need
didn't
big
want
scale
players to be
war
working directly
kind of
for
missions,
the
you know?
Navy. The Navy just doesn't call up random citizens and ask like, hey, if you're free, can you fly a helicopter? I guess as a player, when you can think about like, oh,
Do we
where
have
am I
to
gonna be
enroll?
doing missions that are capital ship battles or large fleet scale stuff or military operations, that's all gonna come from Intersect Defense Solutions.
We might have to
Intersect
enroll
have
into
discovered
the
source of the
military.
illegal tech is in the Nyx system and an old abandoned QV Planet Services logistics station that's come back online.
So they want the players to figure out what's going on.
So when you come out of Quantum and you start your approach vector to the objective, you'll be weaving through asteroids, going through the Glacian Belt, and slowly the station will reveal itself. Now this is an old QV logistics station. It's pretty beat up, it's pretty derelict, but there's some points of interest that you'll spot as you go through. So the station itself shares design cues from old Pan Am stations found in Pyro.
Yeah,
This
I was gonna
architectural
say that.
design found its
It was
way
very
into the Nyx system
Pyronian.
as the system was being established. But you'll also see some additional design cues that QV Planetary Services were adding, so it's a nice transition architectural point. It's fairly skeletal in design. You'll see logistics yards and cargo yards, but also facilities pinned inside the asteroid, creating this network of facilities. You'll notice there's a Polaris near the main hub. It's not a normal Polaris. It's damaged, it's broken. It's not a standard corporate Polaris.
Can I
So at this
scrape
point,
it?
you should be asking yourself, who does this belong to? Away from the Polaris, you'll see struts leading to asteroid bases. Now, these asteroid bases are locked, so you don't know exactly what's inside just yet. But all of this comes together to form the playground for the mission to take place. So not only is
So the
this
mission's gonna
facility
be inside the
unabandoned,
facility.
but it's also under attack from a surprising but familiar foe.
Frontier Fighter? Is it the Frontier Fighters? Nah, don't do me dirty. Nah. Don't bring the Frontier Fighters back to me, baby. Is that an alien? Wait, that's an alien. Is that a new ship? No, wait. That's a new ship. I've never seen that before.
For the first time,
What is that?
you, the Vandal.
Aliens! Wait! They just dropped
Vandal
alien.
are a nomadic, very, very, very violent spacefaring race.
They've been striking out against outposts and such in the Nyx system. They don't really know what they want, don't know why they're doing it, but it seems like whoever's running the station is really pissed them off.
Vandal raiding parties have been arriving in the system. And
Do we get to see? Look, there's a Vandal in it. There's aliens inside the machines. Look at the ships.
Coming in.
No, look at the ships. Look at the ships. There's aliens inside them.
Those raids are getting bigger and more frequent.
They'll be the scythes that you're familiar with, glaives and blades that we all know and hate, and a new craft for the PU, the Vandal Stinger.
Vandal Stinger. This thing looks demonic. Yo, now that looks like a diamond.
By some civilians on arrival asking you for help.
So at this point, you have a choice. You can either bug out, mission over, or join the fight.
That's
This will be the first time
that's
in
gonna
months
be
that you'll be able to
crazy.
fight against Vanduul aggressor ships.
This fight will be intense. The player should be able to deal with them, but they will have to be prepared and they'll have to come back in to fight off this initial wave, and that won't be the end of it.
It's time for me to get that Mark II, that super rated Mark II, because Vanduul?
Invite you to come on board.
Which Intersect sort of will encourage you to do because it'll help further their investigation against what's happening here, why these QV stations have come back online.
You dock your ship.
Bro, there's gonna be aliens in the game. There's literally aliens in the game now.
Inhabitants here have a real surprise for you.
These guys just dropped aliens in the game.
They will be immediately ambushed. These guys are not your friends.
Look at the drip.
Of course, it's not going to be easy because the
Look at the drip.
The station are going to fight you every step of the way.
The fight will be challenging, but this definitely will be the warm-up phase of this mission. This will be the players getting a sense of what exactly is going on there, who these new people are. The
drip is
unfamiliar armor,
astronomical.
Wielding unfamiliar weapons. And we want you to get a sense that you are in a new place, in a new territory, fighting a new faction.
This drip is literally legendary.
Get back in touch with Intersect.
Nah, okay, we got the new drip we want.
Who are these people?
We know what
Why
drip
are
we
they
want,
attacking?
guys. We know what drip.
Why are the Vanduul attacking them?
At this point, there's more going on here than anyone thought. The directive from Intersect is to explore the station and collect as much information as you possibly can.
So we have aliens, a new drip,
Along the way,
new factions.
you're going to get to explore some new areas.
It's not just the space station. There's the disabled capital ship. There's asteroid bases nearby with obvious installations there, other forces that the Vanduul have been attacking. There's a debris field.
Explore the locations in any order you want and try to find out who these people are and why.
Any order, ooh.
You'll find new clues. You'll find ways to solve the puzzle of what's going on at the space station and find out what kind of loot they have for you now that you've beat them.
And of course, this is a legally open station, so anything you find is yours to keep and sell, maybe even give to Wicklow. This isn't just a one-time event. This is a permanent sort of mission that we're going to get into the game.
Permanent,
You can
nice.
go back and repeat this mission and find ways to do it even better, even faster.
There'll be a different story and different flavor. Obviously, we can't have the same thing happen every time. There'll be other missions that Intersect will offer to you based on the evidence that you found.
Now you know the real story.
Oh, so the more you find, the more you
giving
get.
more information to Intersect along the way.
That ship is fine. That ship is fine. Look at it.
I'm super excited to finally see the Vanduul in the PU.
I'm excited to bring cool
We've
Vanduul
got
ships
actual
back to the sea.
aliens.
Players in the PU will now get a face down these awesome ships and get a taste of like
alien warfare.
Like we already have it in Arena Commander, where you get to fight the Vanduul swarm.
The Vanduul,
Being
yes,
able to do
swarm.
that in the PU is going to be, I think, a heck of a lot of fun.
Bro, if Wicklow brings out the
This
Vanduul shit.
marks a great milestone for us for not only pushing hard and adding great content this year, we're also being able to introduce the next star system and introducing the next landscape to tell new stories and add new gameplay beats into
There's
the
aliens
ever-expanding
in the
universe.
game. Wait a
So we'll leave
minute.
4.4
Nah, that's
there.
actually fine.
If you're at one of the watch parties, please raise a toast to the great work that all the teams have been doing this year. And I'll be right back in just a few minutes to look ahead at some of the things coming in 2026.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Voyager Bar in beautiful scenic Orizon, where the staff of Cloud Imperium Games
Hey, yo,
Manchester is
that's
gathered for their
actually
very
pretty
own
lit.
CitizenCon Direct Watch Party.
Where's
As
my
the dozens
boy?
of such events happening at locations around the world, we've gathered today to watch this sneak peek at just a little of what the next year of Star Citizen has in store for everyone. Oh, that was really good, everybody. I'm Jared Huckabee, your host for the festivities and for the show today. And let me tell you, it's not a joke. It's not a gag. Next week, we're hitting our 9th patch in 10 months. And then in November, we're going to finish
Now,
out the year
next
strong with the
week.
long-awaited arrival of the Nyx system. And in case you missed it because you were chatting with friends, hi. It's not the lawless wasteland of Pyro many folks have been speculating, but an independent system with its own set of rules and laws and multiple ways to get there. It's an exciting time for everyone at Cloud Imperium Games because, as the architects of our persistent universe said at the start of the show, the foundational tech that we've been building for so many years has now unlocked us to bring more to Star Citizen than ever before as we continue our journey towards 1.0. Now, before we continue with the show, let's get a few housekeeping tasks out of the way. First, we're simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want the keen communities of Twitch or the 4K ultra high resolution of YouTube, you have your choice. Second, throughout the broadcast
would you guys
today,
prefer?
we want to see and hear
Stay
what
on
you
Twitch
have
or
to
go
say along
YouTube?
the way, and you can tell us on social media by using hashtag CitizenCon. We're especially interested to see any photos from those watch parties that are happening across the globe. We're going to find some way to bring a few of them into the broadcast later in the program. Third, we've also had a CitizenCon contest going for people to create their very own slice of life in the PU videos, and we played the winning entries during our pre-show countdown. The offerings were super varied. The idea was to work with a team to show the life of a miner or a hauler or a bounty hunter or whatever. But one guy just said, I'm going to make a video about how awesome I am. And I respect that. So shout out Nocturnal Revenant.
When Nyx comes out, it's going to be
crazy.
crazy.
Getting an L21 Wolf from
I'm not sure if
but
YouTube
you
has
won the coveted
ads.
Disco Lando Complete Narcissist Award. Good
Does
job.
anyone know if YouTube has
All the
ads?
winners, I'm sure someone will
Let's
either
delay,
be in touch
yeah,
with you about
definitely,
your
let's
rules,
delay.
or they'll just show up on your accounts.
I think the delay
really
here is
don't
like a
know how
minute
that
from
process
live.
works. Probably would have been good to find out before the show, huh?
YouTube is like 7, 8 minutes.
Either way, if you missed the pre-show and are curious if you won, you can check the replay after we're done here today. All right. I just realized that my bosses, Chris and Sandy, are sitting in a movie theater watch party in Switzerland right now. A completely captive audience. So real behind the scenes here. This is especially torturous for Chris right now because he's super excited about the next segment we've got coming up. Aren't you, Chris?
Wait, why
He
they
just sat there
roasting
right
Chris?
now, forced to
There's
watch
ads on
and listen to
YouTube?
anything
Alright.
I say.
So we're better off like this, eh?
Do either of you regret that decision so long ago? All right, so I've probably pushed my luck enough. Let's get to the next thing. When Nyx arrives next month, it'll have Levski, the Glacium Belt, and the new Welcome to Nyx operation we just discussed. But throughout 2026, we'll also continue to build the star system out with new features and new technologies that will not only set Nyx apart and give it a unique identity from its sibling star systems, but continue to set Star Citizen apart from other video games altogether.
It already
Now,
is,
at
man.
this
Star
point,
Citizen is
if you're
leaps and
running one of the
bounds
watch
ahead of
parties, you're going to want to crank your
People
speakers
are
up for
just
some brand
yapping,
new music
bro.
from the Maestro Pedro himself. And let's take a look at some of what the next year has to offer for the Nyx system.
New music. Music in Star Citizen is freaking sublime. It's just beautiful.
At Cloud Imperium Games, we believe art inspires the best technology. And through the development of that technology, it pushes us to create even better art. When Genesis comes to the persistent universe,
He low-key
starting
looks
next
like
year,
Voldemort.
it will
I ain't gonna
change
lie.
how you experience every world. And
not
not
being
just in the
disrespectful,
building
like-
of the new planets for the Nyx system. We will also go back through Stanton and Pyro and reimagine them through the lens of our technology. Previously, and more traditionally, we'd create slices of biomes, like deserts or forests. This
I wanna
approach
see
moved
jungles.
us
I wanna
forwards
see
and got us this
jungles,
far.
man.
But solving the scale was always tricky. And for Star Citizen, we like to do scale on another level. Issues like seeing tiling from our height maps from high altitude, or the unpredictable blending when two biomes connected, were common. But ultimately, things just never felt right. Our worlds were gorgeous, but to us, they still sometimes felt like interpretations. Now, this was a super hard problem, which we needed to solve.
Are they
at the
gonna
scale
add
the Star
like
System
motion
requires. We
to
challenged
the plants
ourselves
and things?
to emulate nature in the most believable way.
So
And
reactions
not
to
just on a
hitting your
planetary
players.
scale,
Wait.
but to our level of detail.
Are the movements we make going to start interacting with the plants, the biomes, dust,
With
all of that?
Genesis, we've made a complete paradigm shift to how we do things. biomes are now created based on the physical data sets, with the assets being spawned whenever and wherever the correct criteria is found. So when you see a forest or a meadow,
there's going to be water
it's no
nearby.
longer because an artist painstakingly crafted it there. It's now because it simply wants to be there. It fits inside our rules. Genesis also ties into our other gameplay systems.
Where are these forests at?
Are built from the
I've never seen
information we
these.
create for our different data sets, like height maps, humidity, temperature, soil types, soil amounts, geology erosion data, to name but a few. This means you can now tell where to find valuable minerals as the geology looks like it would be suitable for it. Where screen piles exist below sheer cliff faces, and where rocks have broken off over time due to erosion.
Right, so you're gonna make things
These new
actually
tools
make
still
sense.
give us the ability to
What
direct
the f- is
the
this?
look and feel we want. The attention to detail from the tallest mountain to the smallest flower is still our core DNA.
What is this?
With Genesis, we can now keep that detail-orientated mindset as we focus on the quality, and it provides the quantity.
Is Genesis a new system or something? Because this is actually
Genesis provides our
freaking
planets with
vibes.
the ultimate sense of exploration and adventure, discovery in the purest emotional form. We want you to find that perfect place, with the planets providing an abundant resource to harvest. This is a major part of what exploration is for us. We want that feeling of finding a corner of the universe that you'll fall in love with, and where you want to settle down and build your home.
That is actually damn
Now I'm going to
beautiful.
hand you over to Will to go
That's
deeper
like
into
Skyrim.
what we have built that allows
Oh, Genesis world
to
building.
realize our vision. As a reminder, some of the visuals you'll see will evolve and change.
Look how
as we
beautiful this
continue our
is. Oh my
technological
goodness.
development and hone in on the final look for Nyx.
What incarnation? That's going to be so beautiful.
Thanks, Ian. So, in case it's not already clear, Genesis is our
Yeah,
name
I'm
for a
building
group of
my base
technologies
in
that
the
are
swamp.
improving our ability to build worlds, refining those that we've already created, and ultimately expanding our persistent universe to the scale and quality that we all expect. I work on planet tech, so let's talk about how that's continued to evolve since our presentation last year. And instead of just highlighting some really cool biomes that we can create, let's go ahead and show how all this work applies to the upcoming planets of Nyx.
Oh yeah, Nyx is gonna
There
have
are
a
3
bunch of
planets
planets
in
too,
Nyx.
eh?
Nyx 3 is a gas giant, and I think it's blue. It's not going to surface. I don't really know. Nyx 2 is a yellow, toxic. It's got like this high pressure atmosphere, and it's like a very volatile planet with high risk reward gameplay. It's going to have some really interesting biomes for you to discover, but for now, just know it's going to be dangerous, because today we're going to focus on what we consider
So it's gonna be
the
like
hero planet
automatically
of
doing it
this system.
itself based on the landscape that they give it to build on. Damn, that is some deep
Nyx 1
stuff,
has got
boy.
a rugged, remote beauty. It's got a diverse set of biomes, from weathered rocky mountain ranges to vast sweeping forests and grasslands.
Yeah, no, this right here,
and
I was about to
damp
pause it.
sands,
This
wetlands,
right here is
claustrophobic,
beautiful.
festering swamps.
Oh, nah,
These
that's just
core
so
biome
beautiful. To
concepts
me, that's
give
just
us a
beautiful.
fantastic
What
platform
the
to
hell?
hone our technology. In some cases, because the current tech couldn't do them at all, or because we want to completely step up our game for them. So, let's approach this planet in much the same way that you, the player, will, from orbit. The orbit appearance of the planets going forward is far more tied to what is present on the surface. Previously, we had different data that drove the orbital and ground coloring. That's because the orbit was designed to look like vegetation that we'd place on the surface, and the ground coloring was trying to be a mix of soil, rock, and the organic compound coloring that forms the kind of colors there. Now we author much more of the data in a unified way. When you look at
but
Earth,
that's going to
you see
run
blues and
resources.
greens for ocean and vegetation.
Yeah, that's gonna run
brown
resources,
or
guys.
yellowy tones for sand and soil. We wanted to keep it as simple as that. The same set of textures and data that define the color of the soil, sand, and rock on the ground are used to create the orbit.
Yeah, this is gonna look very
the presence
different.
of vegetation and competition between different species on each part of the planet, and use that to blend in tones of green, including variations due to species health and the current season. This creates a far more complete image.
They're adding seasons?
And allows you to identify features, geologies, and potential points of interest all the way from space. Let's go down to the surface and start with something closer to what you're used to, but in a whole new light. When we approached the surface of the planet, we wanted to start by focusing
That looks,
on just the
if
soil.
when you think about space,
One of the
Mars,
things that
that's
was
it,
missing
bro.
from our terrain previously
That's
was
it.
simply feature complexity. Looking at our contemporaries, we lacked
New
detail
PC
at
and
the
new
ground
servers
scale.
from CIG.
To combat this, we've added a new layer of data. That layer is called the medium tiles.
Ooh.
These
That's-
are
yeah, that's-
intelligently placed on top of the existing
Your
4
PC
kilometer
gonna blow
terrain
up.
tiles based
Yeah,
on
our PCs are
slope,
gonna blow up.
soil type, and other erosion data. And these medium tiles don't just create height changes, they also bring in local erosion data both for soil and bedrock size values. And this gives us a whole new level of terrain detail, of scale, and allows us to create far more unique locations
Yeah,
across
my
the
PC
planet.
about to blow up, I ain't gonna lie.
So now that we've nailed the surface, let's have a look at adding some rocks. We've now got 2 major contributors to the rock content of our planets. Firstly, long desired feature, cliffs. We are adding large scale,
I'm gonna be
very
crashing a
detailed
lot
to
more.
all our cliffs
I'm
based on
crashing, guys,
geology
I can't
to given
lie.
location. This adds an exciting new dimension to steep slopes that we simply couldn't get before.
Bro, Nyx
Second
is
a
going to
big
be
one
so
for you ground
beautiful.
vehicle enthusiasts. Rocks are now found not scattered everywhere, like spilt popcorn at the cinema, but only in places you'd expect to find them, thanks to a brand new rock scattering algorithm that isn't annoying as hell. Using physical data
Yeah.
generated for each large and medium tile,
It
now
makes
rock
sense.
distribution makes sense and has a physical
Yeah,
basis.
it makes sense. They
So if you're
fall
still
off the
crashing
cliffs.
into them after this comes out, that's on you. The rock assets themselves have had a glow up too. We now create rock sets related to a particular geology that look like they originated from the same source. And this ties into how we'll be distributing minables in much more interesting ways too.
Man. This is freaking beautiful. What the hell?
So now that our base terrain and rock scattering looks good, let's add some vegetations and explore some additional biomes.
Bro, look at this, man. Freaking hell, man. Oh my
Next
god.
one's
Get me a
forests
VR.
and
Get
grasslands
me a
are full of
VR.
Trees, various grass species, rock formations, and they're found in all sorts of elevations, like mountain valleys, open plains, and dense meadows. And when we
This
start
is
to add a bit of fresh water, they begin transitioning into more wetland-type biomes.
Damn, bro.
And
Those
while forests
remind me
are
of
super
maple
cool,
trees.
Let's focus on the grasslands and wetlands today.
And you can see the mist as
So,
well. They've got the mist going
How are
over
we making
everything.
these look so great? Obviously, we've had grass before, but never meadows of it. Because until now, we haven't been able to spawn grass in large enough quantities.
Bro,
or
I'm getting
effectively
like
represented at distance.
80 to 100
so we're stepping
frames
up our game
on a
in
good
terms
day.
of spawning, shaping, and shading
So I'm
grass.
probably gonna be hitting 50. Yeah, this is
With
going
Genesis,
to
we
stress
now
out the
leverage
system.
GPU spawning to create vast quantities of assets across all biomes.
They use
whether it
GPU
be dense
spawning.
meadows or more complex collections of ground cover,
Wait,
like you can see.
does that mean we're
Wetlands.
gonna have to, our GPU is gonna be actually used now?
We are
Because
also
all
able
of this
to
is
fit our
gonna be used on our
grass tiles to the
GPU.
ground by conforming them to the unique terrain underneath. Now we can finally cover complex terrain shapes with grass and ground cover assets, and as a result, they are now gravity aligned, meaning each blade is oriented as you'd expect and not sticking out like before. Next, let's take a look at how we light our grass. Now, as in real life, the shading of a grass blade, or indeed a whole field of grass, is lit very differently to like a flat surface. We now use a solution that shades meadows of grass far more like fur or hair. And this, if you think about it, makes sense. At a distance, a field of grass is far more like a carpet or cloth than a flat surface. This improves how our grass looks from a near perspective, as well as bringing us nicely into how we're solving the distant representation of grass.
Is there going to be interaction with player and
let's talk
grass?
about the distance problem.
Because the thing that makes grass and vegetation look real is that interaction
to build
player
beautiful biomes out of
to
flora
object.
and geology assets like a building set. Like, can I say Lego?
No.
Too late. But in the past, this broke down very quickly when objects simply disappeared when viewing the same biome from 10, 20, 100 kilometers away. Because we don't hide planetary transitions and allow you to view complex regions from very large distances, there are almost infinite perspectives from which you can see a location in Star Citizen. So, how can we afford to evaluate complex spawning logic at runtime for the entire swathes of the planet? Enter the virtual terrain. Virtual terrain, or VT for short, is how we now cache and represent our terrain at varying scales. This has been the enabler of all of the lovely advances in terrain complexity and asset spawning we've shown so far. And it's also how we now evaluate and represent vegetation from a distance.
Create scope circles. Bro, that would be so freaking
VT for each part of the terrain, we assess if vegetation has covered the ground.
like it was the
If so,
aliens.
what shading should be applied? For all of our biomes, we're now able to use the same shading model for the distant representation as the close-up asset, whether that's our lovely rolling hills, some more dramatic rockscapes, those muggy wetlands, or even our festering swamps. So yeah, we didn't forget about the swamps, and they're coming to Nix 1 as well. Built using the lessons learned and all the technologies we've developed, these swamps now spring into existence from the planetary data. This biome combines all of the elements
bro, the
from
water's
biomes
all
we've shown
murky
you
and
today,
moving.
from water interaction, denser spawning, unique ground coverage, and I think it creates something really unique.
Bruh, imagine your base with feet. That's gonna be so fire. That is actually gonna be. What's that at the back? Look at those. It looks like an arm. Do y'all see that?
Anyway, that's our update on the planet tech portion of Genesis and how we're using it
Bruh.
right now to
Definitely
sculpt
gonna
the
be rock
identity
climbing,
of
bro.
And I
They
hope
need to
you're
add a
as
grappling
excited as
hook.
we are to
We need
explore
a
this
grapple.
and everything we haven't shared yet next year.
We need a grapple or a jetpack.
As you can see, Genesis is now inspiring everyone here to create planets of the quality and believability we've always strived for.
They need to make our
A
GPUs
meeting
actually
of
do
technology
something.
and art
We need to
that
use the
I
GPU
truly
for something.
believe will set our worlds apart.
Because
from
it's getting
anything we've
outrageous
done
at this
before.
point.
And with that said, let's move on to a little travel between systems, literally.
Bro, every hauler who has one of these big ass freaking
Up
ships
until now,
are
our mission
going to be
system has been
eating.
specific to the star system you're in, meaning a Stanton mission has to take place in the Stanton system, and a Pyro mission has to take place there.
in a pyro, yeah.
We've never been able to link these together, but with the introduction of our third star system, it's time for this to change. And that begins with the introduction of interstellar cargo.
What are you talking about today?
Interstellar cargo.
Hauling is back.
No one said Holly was gone.
Oh my
Did you play the
goodness.
game?
Interstellar
These
cargo
are
missions
exactly what
is
they say on the tin.
crazy.
Missions where you're going to start in, say, Stanton and end in Nix, taking various volumes of cargo between the stations.
Damn.
High volumes of cargo that kind of
Bro,
fulfill the
Kales, I'm gonna
purpose
be
for the
breaking my
series
character's
of the
legs
series
every
of
day.
ships.
I'll be like, what's over this end?
And there'll be a few sort of more direct routes.
So you might pick up some cargo from Ruin Station in Pyro and go through the jump point to Stanton and drop it off there at one of the Elios.
That's
So
going
if
to be
you've never
so
sort of
lit.
experienced the jump point or going through it, these missions will require you to.
Damn. Interstellar missions is
No way
crazy.
limited. You can do them in any sort of ship you want, any size of ship. I'll be doing them in my Drake Cutter myself, between Stanton and Nix.
Yeah, you're going to be doing it in your Drake Cutter.
What's the Drake Cutter?
I've got a few ships, but the Drake Cutter is really cute, so.
This guy,
One
stop
thing
it
that
now.
we're
If
looking
I
to
slap
add
you.
with these interstellar missions
Using the Drake ship is
scripted
disgusting.
combat encounters where you can be attacked by NPC ships. Maybe the mission giver has tipped off some pirates who are looking to get a hold of that cargo.
So they're going to be setting you up. They're going to be setting
deadline
you up.
timers that you're used to in the regular hauling missions might get really tight, and you've got to learn to be very fast.
Oh, new timers.
All of the love and care that has gone into hauling missions so far, with the logistical network and making sure they make sense within the themes of the systems, just as much love has gone into the interstellar missions we're making now.
At the start of the show, we said we was going
Right,
to
yeah,
build up
ain't no
the
way.
system
You'll get
right in front of
cooked.
you
Someone's gonna
after
cook you.
4.4 launches next month, and why we want to keep as much of what we're doing behind closed doors, so you can discover it for yourself, in game and on your own.
No,
We
it's good.
still
I like the
are
discovery
excited to share
aspect.
with you
It
a
makes
brief
it
look
fun
at
to
one of
actually
our
play the
up-and-coming
game. Like
locations.
you could play the
We're
game and
calling
have fun.
Rock Cracker.
Rock Cracker.
Okay, so
What
Rock Cracker
the hell is that big
is our
doodle
internal
flake?
name.
Rock Cracker is where you have to crack a rock.
Oh, what? What? Rock Cracker, I have to crack a rock.
So way out into the Keegar Belt, you'll find these old QV breaker stations.
Can we move asteroids now and take them to this location and crack them?
These were originally industrial facilities breaking apart large asteroids and mining them down. But since they've been mothballed and been left abandoned. So you're going to have to find your way inside and thinking about how do we bring this facility back to life. It's not just about flipping a switch. As you bring these stations back to life, you'll be lighting the beacon and calling attention to these long forgotten places.
Calling attention to who? Who are you
One
going
of
to be?
the main features is the
They're gonna
laser
say
head,
Vandal.
which will
They're gonna say
require
Vandal.
certain
They-
things
I-
to get working. It's up to you and your friends to find how to get in.
There'll be a variety of options. Whether you're discovering the bowels of the station and mining your way through long forgotten tunnels,
Oh, you can mine
or you're
inside
going through
the station
the main
as well.
laser entrance. Now, as you're traversing through the facility, you'll find the old engine room. Now, there may be ways to bring the facility back to life, kickstart the engines, and bring power to different parts of the facility. Maybe eventually bringing the laser back online and cracking some rocks.
So you have to turn things on.
The
So
secondary
this is going to be
gameplay
like orbital
is
assault almost.
FPS combat. You're not there by yourself.
There may be squatters and outlaws in these stations trying to stop you from what you want to do.
That's no problem. I'm very good with outlaws. As long as they got a good drip for me, I'm here to take it all. No good drip. This is all the normal drip. I'm already used to that.
So you've found these old facilities, you've brought them back to life. You've systematically brought power to various functions of the facility. You've activated the laser.
So you crack a rock. What do you get?
You
What
fired the
resources do
laser.
you get?
You've broken apart the rock. And then you'll be able to fly your ship inside and see what's there.
You get to fly inside the rock. Okay,
Fly
now
a ship
that's crazy.
into an asteroid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You just get into your ship and fly in and start searching around and trying to find the pieces that you want to mine.
Nah, I'm not a tattooed hooligan. Sorry about that. I'm a pristine and upstanding citizen of the galaxy, okay?
I'm really excited about Rock Cracker because it's a sandbox activity. You can kind of go to these whenever you want to.
This content is for players who enjoy mining, who enjoy exploration, investigation. and don't mind a little bit of FPS content.
That's actually going to be kind of lit. It's going to be like, it's going to be orbital assault, but you can fly into the rock.
It will be very new experience compared to any other asteroids, because this one, kind of like Alan and mine, will crack open and show its secret.
And one presumes you can make a decent amount of scratch in an asteroid that's big enough you fly your spaceship into it.
It wouldn't be worth doing if you couldn't make a good amount of coin. Yeah.
Making promises for the econ team.
Yeah. They've got to balance it.
What is going to be inside of what
It's for
materials?
people who want a lot of minerals. When crafting comes in, when all the other mechanics
Oh,
and
yeah.
features that we want in the game for 1.0 come in, it will be a place where like an organization or a group of like 5-6 people could come and just get a monumental amount of minerals.
Yeah, because you're going to need lots for base building and base upkeep
So
and everything.
that's a look at some of what's coming over the next 12 months. In addition to what we've shown, there'll be new mission packs
It's going to be a murder
People's
hope
Alliance
fest.
and their
Most
struggles.
definitely.
There'll be
At
events
first,
that
yeah.
invest you into the evolving storyline of all 3 systems we'll have in the game. And of course, when we begin populating these with new planets, there'll be a whole host of ground-based POIs, settlements, and structures inhabited by those trying to make their way in the verse. And all of this in service of building star systems that complement the massive corporate yard of Stanton, the lawless ganking of Pyro, and now the new frontier of discovery for the Nyx system. Should I say ganking?
You already did.
I was asking if you should say this line. Oh my God.
Good job, everyone. So yeah, a whole lot to take in there. Interstellar hauling is the beginning of a massive expansion to the mission system that'll let us connect these 3 star systems like never before. What else we got? Rockcracker. Rockcracker is just one of the next operations that'll be coming to the Nyx system in the first half of next year, where you're gonna fly into an asteroid and do that thing that miners love more than anything else. Complain about PvPers getting in their way.
Yep.
No, I'm being told it's mining. It's mining. And of course, one of the most anticipated features coming to Star Citizen, Genesis, and what that means for the planets of Star Citizen, including the ones already in there. So let's talk to Will Hain and find out more. And I'm just remembering that Will Hain is in France at the watch party.
We're called the SLDL,
France.
man.
Ask Slarty Bartfast
We're called
over there
the
how they're going to use
CitizenCon
Genesis to
Defense
update
League,
the planets and moons of
okay?
Stanton and get back
No,
to me, all right?
CitizenCon
See if we can
Defense
get some
Legion. That's what we're
what else we
called.
got? The Citizen
We defend the galaxy.
Digital Goodies Pack.
SLDL.
That went up for sale a couple weeks ago and has a whole bunch of mysterious items in it, and that's where I can tell you now that almost all of them are tied to the Nyx system in one way or another. So
Why
let's
does that
find
guy
out
keep
what actually
waving
is.
at the camera?
There's a gunship flight suit and helmet.
No,
2
look-
armor
look at the
sets,
drip,
a
look at
mysterious
the
faction
drip.
causing
Yo,
a
look
ruckus
at the
with the
drip.
Vanduul. An Intersect BDU sweater and outfit, a couple of crazy weapons that I'm certain we're going to learn about in just a few minutes, some slick Levski swag, and finally, to
Nah,
celebrate
that
the
drip is
long-awaited
sick.
addition of the Vanduul to Star Citizen, a cool Vanduul knife and adorable plushie, which I swear to love and squeeze and cherish forever. So yeah, it's a pretty solid haul for this year's Digital Goodies Pack, which you can still pick up right now on the RSI store. So now, let's go ahead and transition into our next segment. Much of what you see in the show today has been the culmination of a lot of people's work in... What's up? All right, I had a dream about like this once. Yeah. Okay, so
That-
against everyone's better
that is
judgment,
actually
the thing has
freaking
finally
crazy.
happened. Can I help you?
How you think the show's going?
Good. We're getting the Nyx star system and the Vanduul are coming.
Kind of been a lot of Nyx, right?
Well, yeah,
Yes,
but it's a
a lot
major
of Nyx.
milestone and it deserves a major showcase celebrating
Yeah, but-
everybody's hard work. And
You got more, right?
That's actually,
Oh, yeah,
that's
there's
actually kind of
spaceships.
scary.
Cool.
Wow, it's like they only scanned the original community portion of me.
An outlaw?
Pictures steal your soul. Imagine what face scanning and PCAP does.
I'm not an outlaw.
Well,
I'm a good citizen.
This has been super cringe.
And anyone who's associated with me is a good citizen.
So I'm gonna head out.
Bye.
You just want to do London Mine, salvage and craft stuff and sell it to PvPers and watch the firms. So you want to feed
Thank
the
you.
war.
Part of me that
You want to
isn't
sell
a
the
soulless marketing
nukes.
puppet.
This guy wants to sell the nukes to the PvPers.
No. 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 Let's just go to some spaceships, shall we?
Okay, new ships?
Hi, my name's John Crew. I'm the vehicle director here at CIG, and welcome to Talking Ship, where we're going to talk about 3 new ships.
His
coming
name
to
is
the
John
system
Crew.
universe.
Join Crew. Join the crew? Okay, I'll join the crew. Don't worry about it. Your past group viruses. No. That was fake. That was AI.
The last year has been pretty hectic in terms of vehicle deliveries. I think we've delivered the most we've ever done in a 12-month period.
A lot of
we've
ships
covered all the way
out.
from tiny little snubs all the way up to capital ships.
We've kind of filled out a few little gaps. We've introduced some new ships by some old manufacturers.
What are you talking about?
The Polaris come out and
That never
people
happened.
have enjoyed playing with that. We
There's no
snuck
proof.
the Idris in without none of you expecting
There's
it
no
for a
proof.
while. And it's been a busy year. It's nice to start revisit some of the older catalogue and some of the bigger ships again.
I think my
Bigger ships.
favourite ship from the last
Another
year
capital?
is a tie between the Wolf and the Golem.
Favourite ship in the last year? Probably the Wolf.
I feel like it's the
Asgard.
obvious one. I'm
Asgard.
trying to think of something else, but I really like the Wolf.
Everyone's mentioned
If you sell to both sides,
everyone's
no.
favourite.
Everyone will attack
The
you.
Wolf, obviously, a return of Kruger, a completely new aesthetic to the game.
The Wolf was, it was kind of everything we set it out to be, and it revived an old manufacturer. We've not seen anything from a while, so yeah, I'm going to say the Wolf.
The Golem, I think, is just an
Asgard,
incredibly
man.
well-formed ship in such a small package. It really just shows off that Drake aesthetic, giving you the absolute bare minimum needed to perform a role.
I honestly do really like the Zeus. I think it came out really well. It's kind of hard to
Ew,
pin down
the
favourites,
Zeus
to be
is
honest.
crap.
Really, a lot of really cool ships.
The Zeus is
Next
actually
year, we've got
ass.
some super exciting ships coming up. We're ticking off a few big ones, which is good. We're going to see, again, maybe some ships from some manufacturers that don't
Polaris.
have that many in their
Nah,
lineup.
the Polaris, I think it's
There's
too big.
A few
It's way too
big
big.
challenging ones starting, so they're good. A breadth of ships, should we say.
The 3 new ships we're going to introduce today all tie in some way to the primary factions fighting over the Nyx system. We'll start with the
Okay,
People's
right.
Alliance and Anvil Aerospace.
Anvil makes some beautiful ships, I ain't gonna lie.
Anvil is a very military-based brand. It's been
Is
a
it the
brand that's
Paladin?
in Star Citizen for a long time, fighting for lots of military contracts and lore, often up against Aegis, and to the point it actually beat Aegis in the past. You will be familiar with a lot of their ships' designs, such as the Hornet and Lightning. Earlier this year, we
Yeah,
introduced the
their
Anvil
ships are
Asgard, based on the Valkyrie
mad.
chassis, which is an extremely popular offering. And
Yeah,
this year,
the
we're bringing
Asgard's-
the concept ship we introduced last year, the Anvil Paladin, to life.
Yeah, the Paladin looks like it's going
The
to
Paladin
be
is a
devious.
gunship from Anvil Aerospace designed to support ground operations.
The gunship is a ship that's designed to stay in a sustained firefight while dealing a lot of damage, also taking damage.
We don't have a lot of gunships in the
Bro,
game. They're
Liam,
true dedicated
why do you hate the
gunships.
Wolf
They
so
are
much?
quite a tricky archetype to control in game without being too powerful. It's designed with a lot of firepower and high armor and health, but very low maneuverability.
It's multi-crew. It's just built purely for battle. It's
Yeah,
got
those things are
lots of
built
armor,
for war, man.
lots of guns, big guns.
It's got a very similar squat kind of form to the Valkyrie. It kind of reminds me of, I guess, like a pit bull. Obviously, a very menacing
bull.
silhouette.
It looks
That's all you have to say, bro.
forward-weighted in its stance. It feels like it's coming towards you, even when it's just sat still. And I think that's something that helps with it feeling intimidating.
Yeah, nah,
If
it
we
looks
swing
powerful,
around,
man.
Following the ship round clockwise, what you'll then see is the first of the side turrets. If you notice the canopy, you'll see that there's a fairly
Side
thick
turrets
space
only
between
motion
where
like
the
that,
glass is
right?
and the
They
hull
don't get to
exterior.
go
That's because it
outwards.
has
Just up
deployable
and down.
armor, which can come out and give you a little bit more cover while you're actually attacking the target head on.
It's got these really nice kind of dual-connected wings with the turrets out on the sides, just to try and give as much kind of range for those
I
turrets.
just saw
as we can
armor
get.
plating.
Which is controlled
just
by
saw armor
two
plating.
remote stations underneath the bridge. If we come around to the rear, you'll see a rail. Now that rail mounts the
That
main
top
turret of the ship,
four.
which is controlled by the co-pilot.
So you've got full 360 coverage underneath, full 360 coverage on top with it. And then the side turrets also have 360 coverage that way around and 180 out sideways. So really you have, between the turrets, pretty much 360 coverage.
Did y'all just see what happened with this?
One of the unique things about the Paladin is all the turrets are remote and all the crew are located in this one central two-story room.
So
A lot
all
of
you
our
have to do
gunships,
is
the crew gets scattered
protect
across the ship,
the
but
crew
with the Paladin,
by
you're all set
protecting your
together
center.
with a nice, cool experience, so you can really feel like you're playing as a group.
You've got the pilot, co-pilot up top, and you've got the gunners underneath, and I think that helps with the intention of what the ship does, because you've got this really nice kind of like
That's
gunner
actually pretty
viewpoint
cool.
down, kind of
It
giving
makes
this
group
lower
gameplay
coverage.
feel like
Yeah,
group
added a
gameplay.
glass floor just to keep the two connected. I think that really helps with the feeling that you're all
You already
working
have
together
a reasonable
and
hate. Why do you
communicating.
hate it? It's
That
not
said,
even
if
here.
you don't have the ability to fully crew a Paladin, you can still fly it and engage in combat solo.
Obviously not as good as if you have a full crew, but you can't always guarantee your friends are going to be online.
As a solo
How many
ship,
guns do you
it's
have?
pretty capable of doing a variety of missions within Star Citizen. So if you want to run this ship solo, you can take on combat missions that, say, other heavy fighters like the Scorpius or other ships such as the Drake Cutlass could do.
So solo does like Drake Cutlass? That's not great.
Coming aboard the Paladin,
So you really
enter
lose a lot of
into
power if you
the
don't have a
sort
full
of
crew.
armory, ready room area. You have a variety of
What
suit lockers
the-
and weapon racks in this room.
Everything's very militaristic, stripped back, simple. It's a very functional space, but you'll find everything you need in that.
One of the improvements from the original concept is we've added a small dedicated cargo bay area, allowing you to store actual SCU crates. Forward of that is the route to the lower
Cargo?
gunners.
Did I hear
and then
cargo?
Upstairs, you have
That's
the
not enough
bridge
cargo for
area.
me.
And then off that central area, you have the dual living quarters, one on the left, one on the right. And then at the rear, you have the main sort of engineering area where the majority of the components are. Also within the upper traversal area, you also have a little breakout area with seating, food machine, toilets, etc.
I think it's a very
When
cool
are they gonna
ship.
start, like,
I
letting
think
us
we
use
did
all
a
of
really
those?
nice job of taking
Like,
what's down the concept.
bro,
and
this
adding
gun-
extra other details
this
and trying
gun
to
is
kind of
killing
push things
me.
forward.
I think it hits the nail in terms of a really solid military ship. It's
Yeah, oh
really
my
complementary to some of the other ships in the Anvil lineup. So
It
something like the
looks
Valkyrie, where you've
devious.
got
Look
the
at it.
drop ship. You know, the Paladin's there just to make sure it's safe, make sure no one messes with you, and just basically scare people away.
The thing I like most about the Paladin is that it's very clear.
Yeah,
you've got a crew
they
of
said
4,
they added it. It's new.
and they all kind of
That's
work
what he
and
said.
operate under the same conditions. You know, the pilot,
So you can store
the
actual
pilot and the
SU
two gunners,
boxes.
They're basically all equal on the ship. There's one toilet. Everyone's got the same style of bunk.
There's one
When
toilet,
they're at
5
work,
people in the
everyone's
same
at
toilet
the
taking a
ship
piss.
together.
It's really odd to me that you call that. You like that there's one toilet for 4 people.
He
Well,
needs
you know,
to be
it's
checked.
You all work together.
No,
You're
bro.
all
What is he
equal.
doing at CIG
Yeah.
headquarters, bro?
Closing never
Waiting for
gets
everyone to go to the
Closing
toilet.
never gets cold, yeah.
So that's the Anvil Paladin.
Toilet
Whilst
seat never
originally
gets
military
cold,
built
it's
craft,
crazy.
It's the perfect ship for folks on the frontier
Bro,
trying
I'm
to
gonna say
defend
no
against
diddy
threats.
with that.
And talking of threats, let's move to our next ship, a replica from Hesperia.
And a replica of what?
Hesperia are a high-end manufacturer. They specialize in recreating exotic and particularly alien spacecraft.
Effectively, what they're doing is they're remanufacturing them, making them a little bit more suitable for kind of human flight. And the latest offering from Hesperia is the Vandal Stinger.
They're coming. They're bringing it. They're bringing it.
Space alien.
Bro, this thing's like a
7-foot-tall,
freaking
evil
beetle.
war race that sort
It's
of
like a
take
cicada.
over, steal technology, absorb it, fuse it all together into their own needs.
They are the relatively nasty aliens that you sometimes hear about and haven't seen much of yet. They also make really cool
Oh, so you're gonna forget your hate.
The Stinger as a Vandal heavy fighter was reserved for their higher tier sort of ace pilots or high-ranking members within their
Bro.
clans.
This ship looks devious. What is the
Stinger
gun
is a
size?
competitor to something like the FA or I guess the Scorpius.
It packs a lot of firepower.
Oh, so it's
in a
Scorpius,
quite a
eh?
large frame, so it's a very, very tanky spacecraft. The firepower is almost unrivaled in terms of just both the number and the size of them. So it's there for players who don't want agility. They don't want to be in and out quickly. They want to be there brawling with big guns and taking all
That's me. I want to be in your face. I want to be
One thing
talking like,
Hesperia have done
what's
differently
up,
with the Stinger
Precious?
is
What are we
they have
doing,
done away with
Precious?
the
Like,
majority
are we
of the bespoke
fighting? I
weapons.
want to be in your
They heard everyone's complaints about the glaive and blade and have stripped off the original Vandal weapons to allow customization for standard human weapons.
With the exception of the single-size 5-gun.
Because it was too well integrated into the whole, even for Hesperia to remove.
All the additional weapons are generic mounts, so they can be swapped with any of the
So
existing
you can
lineup
change
that we have
things
in the
out.
game. By doing this, provides greater flexibility to the end user, and this is something Hesperia wanted for the civilian market. For that one bespoke weapon, the size 5 plasma cannon, Functionally, it is the
Size
same
5
as the
plasma
existing
cannon.
size 5 plasma cannons on the Scythe and Glaive, but it is a sort of Gen 2 model and wraps it in a different aesthetic compared to those models. You'll see they're very much
Bruh.
older Vandal styling. This
Bruh.
is much newer Vandal styling, but
This
underneath
thing
it is the
looks
same weapon that people have used for
demonic.
years.
Like, it actually sounds so
Our
demonic,
job as
bro.
the vehicle art team
Holy
on the
crap.
PU was to take the Stinger from the squadron team and prepare it for life in the PU. We took an opportunity to take, this really well-established art style and, add extra details where needed.
So the exterior is a real blend of these kind of hard surface, kind of rare alloyed kind of wings.
Yeah, this
and then
looks
underneath this real kind of
crazy.
organic structure that kind of webs all of the ship together. It
goodness.
connects the thrusters in, it connects all the
Bruh,
kind of
it looks so,
underside of
like,
the vehicle and it pulls the whole
mutant.
ship together.
You can tell it's very different from the Vandal ships that are currently in the PU. If you take, for example, the way the cockpits are constructed.
Up at the front, we've got this big kind of bubble dome that gives the cockpit quite a unique shape compared to some of our other ships.
But isn't that
It
a
also
weak
gives the
point
pilot
right there?
A unique position within the ship. And kind
One
of gives them
size
great
5 and
visibility
maybe
up
4
front.
size 4 sounds sort
Boarding the
of
Stinger is
reasonable. That
little
sounds
unusual compared
freaking
to,
OP, man.
other ships, obviously being alien in nature.
You're going through a ramp at the rear, and it leads you kind of straight up into
The
belly of
rib
the ship.
cage is
There's,
open. Oh my
lots
god.
of organic detail, rib cages, kind of strange alien forms.
On entry of the cockpit, the seat kind of comes down towards you, and you kind of climb over the back of it a bit like a motorbike.
You're basically riding into the cockpit. It's very much like you're being carried inside the cockpit.
Into the traditional prone flying pose that Vandal pilots use.
That would have hurt your
Very happy
back.
with the Stinger.
Oh
I think
my
the team's done a really
goodness,
good
bro.
job of making something that feels different, it feels alien,
The
but
Ares
it
Iron?
suits our lineup of ships and it suits our universe.
I think the guys
I've
did a
never
really
actually
good
flown
job
an Ares.
of respecting the, the direction and vision from the original Stinger and Vandal ships and Squadron.
We've tried to take a lot of inspiration from movies and other science fiction material, but I think it sits well within the Star Citizen universe.
So we have the Paladin for the People's Alliance. We have the Stinger for
I
people
want a
that
Stinger,
really
guys.
like
I want a
Vandal and
Stinger,
want
bro.
to try and pretend to be them. But what about the other mysterious faction we have running around?
What faction? Hey, Arcor,
So Gray
my
Chowdhury got his
boys.
start as he was working a cargo center out in Odin. He started being able to get his hands on some stuff that other people couldn't, items that necessarily you couldn't find on a store shelf, but you wanted anyway.
I think Gray is interested in,
I think it was purple, yeah, it was like purple
Gray just sees themselves
and
as a
white.
conduit to get these things in the hands of people who are would appreciate them.
And I think that his latest offering is really going to turn some heads.
What's this?
So
Is
the
it
ship,
Drake?
Well, we don't
It's a
really
Drake.
know what it
No,
is.
what
to
is
be
this?
fair.
It's what happens when someone who
What is
a
this
genius at
dog crap?
aeronautics and ship assembly is given free rein to do whatever they want. It's the best of whatever they can find lying around, put together to make something truly unique, wonderful.
What is this
arguably
monstrosity?
beautiful, and just released out into the universe to see what happens.
What is this monstrosity?
At first glance at the exterior of the Shiv, I think most people will probably recognize there is more than a fair proportion of a Cutlass.
And the
visible there,
Asgard.
but
Well, the
it's
Valkyrie. Look at the
had
Valkyrie.
Quite a few changes to it.
As you look a little bit closer, you'll start to pick out elements from other ships.
Nah,
You've got,
guys.
main thrusters that are from the Valkyrie.
Even the bits that are obviously a Cutlass have had panels welded on, panels removed. The top
What is
turret,
this?
which
No.
is now remote, is just this
What is
hodgepodge
this?
amalgamation with multiple other ships' turrets. And
What
then the
is
changes
this?
continue onto the inside, where again, it sort of feels Cutlass-like, but then you'll find there's bits of Crusader ships just integrated into the wall instead of what was there originally.
It has lost its side entrance, some of its cargo capacity, but what it's gained
CIG
is
have lost
it's
the
gained
plot.
visually
CIG
more
have
powerful
lost the plot.
thrusters. It's gained a really kind of nice set of belly thrusters. It's upped its firepower.
As ever, with the refined work from Gray's Market, you can see that great care was taken to the health and safety to ensure that there's no trip hazards anywhere.
There's loose cables, panels are exposed.
Nah, bro, this
If
is
you look
worse than
carefully, you'll
Drake.
notice there are,
This
tools
is
laying
worse
around
than
in the
Drake.
cockpit.
It's gained a toilet. bucket.
Yeah, it's one for doing stuff, and then you need a second one to wash your hands. It's not an animal.
It has very much taken that ethos of Drake and moved it down a level. Which
Are you telling me there's people worse than
How do you even
Drake?
begin to describe the madness?
A
the
bucket to take a dump is crazy. A bucket to take a dump and a bucket to wash your hands is crazy.
New and different for
What
Star
are you
Citizen.
talking about?
Where did it come from?
The bin. It came from the bin.
Just nothing. Just
No comment.
Gray goes to places and talks to people. I mean, you know, there are just many ways to find these things that.
This can't be real.
You know, I mean,
This
are
can't
they
be real,
legitimate?
guys.
You know,
Guys, this can't be real.
manufacturers? No. Are they operating on the right side of the law? Maybe not, but you know.
This can't be
money's
real
money.
now. This can't be real.
Does Gray have a motto, an
This can't be
ethos to
real.
live by?
It probably comes down to.
Poop on your hands is
Don't
his
ask
motto.
where I got it.
Poop on your hands,
Don't
wash
ask
your
how
hands.
we got it.
Don't worry about it. Just ask if you want it.
I think the ship is
What
for
is
someone that
this?
is looking for something a bit different, a bit away from the norm, that just wants something that's unique.
It's definitely for people who like a rustic aesthetic.
It's a fun ship. But it's also
Will
really
this
strong, to be honest.
mean
And it's absolutely a
that they
statement.
will let us make our own variants of ships in the future?
I'm happy with the 3 ship offerings. They are obviously very
Or we can
combat
make
heavy.
our own variants
Something we wouldn't
and
normally
combine
release
ships
all at once.
when
but
crafting comes in.
Honestly, all of them are a different statement and they're all cool.
As always, super excited to release these ships into the game and just see how players react and play with them. It's always fun to see the quirks and
one
shenanigans
of those
that
ships
people
needs
get
to
up
be
with them.
turned into the bin.
So that's
We need to
talking
turn it
chip
to
for
the
another
bin.
year.
Perseus.
So I've just been informed that we have to do a bit of a timeshare agreement this
Yeah,
year.
that's
so,
what I mean,
we
Otto,
have to
that's
throw
what
it
I
over to
mean.
Alexi for Talking Weapons, which is an extremely original name.
Give a 2-year-old the chance to make this ship. That's the dead ass, bro. Dead ass. That's what it looks like.
I'm talking about the new edition that come out in October. The non-weapons are essentially the weapons that does not have a manufacturer, the weapons that you can think of that were made by space pirates.
Gray sells whatever he can sell. Sometimes he gets his hands on some weapons that come from unknown origins.
He will sell things that no company in their
Is this
right
going to be a
mind would
new
ever
shop
make.
we can go to in the
These
verse?
are the most kind of like scrappy
The Stinger's
and put together and
350?
the most kind of like pyro-ish weapons.
That's a little bit.
Right now we're releasing
That's a little
3
bit,
new
guys.
weapons. Rocket launcher, the
350.
LMG, and the long-awaited Space AK.
Why is there a space
I think
AK-47?
this is the one that not only is the most in demand, but I've been politely badgered about the most. It's a fun rifle that basically fires energy and ballistic in sequence. So your first shot will be your ballistic, your second shot will be the energy. You'll see on
What
top
is
of the
this
art,
Frankenstein
there is a
shit, bro?
bolt
What is
that
this?
cycles the rounds, and that goes off with
This
the
is
ballistic shot,
bombastic.
but it does not go off with the energy shot.
Fucking
And
bombastic.
that is just like a really fun way of making a weapon work in kind of like a scrappy, glued together kind of aesthetic. The LMG,
Wait,
this thing
it's a new
is
manufacturer
really
who
fun,
just makes
slow-firing,
absolute bogus
hard-hitting
trash.
beast.
It will bring the 50 cal, and the only other weapons that have this right now in the verse are the Bearing sniper rifle and
That was like a Thompson. You know the Thompson from old back in the
Get hit
day?
by one, you just instant tier 1 injury, back to medical.
Instant tier 1 injury. Yikes.
You know what? We made all these really
Yikes.
complicated, fancy guns, and some people just want, I want a slow firing rifle. Give me a scrap together box that fires the biggest thing you can possibly find.
We don't have a rocket launcher of this caliber. It will be 3 grenades straight together.
Bro, made
that
at
you pull
what is it?
into the
What is it? Is it Dumpsters
and fire
Depot?
towards your enemies. The cool part about it will have an arming distance, so you will not be able to just point it towards an enemy.
It's also going to have a lot of spread. So essentially, you're going to have to get very close with your launcher to be able to blow up ships with a single payload in it. You can't actually aim with the apparatus.
You can blow
put
up
the
ships
tube
with
on your
one.
shoulder,
You can
try
blow up
aim
ships
it,
with
you
one
have to
shot.
physically put
One
the tube
shot.
in your head.
So we were like, oh, we can't have an aiming apparatus for this. And then we realized like, it's in the spirit of being a tube that you can't use the aiming apparatus, and you just kind of like, all right, I think that's the middle of the screen, I'm gonna hit it.
It's in the spirit of being a tube.
Nah, this is good, guys. We need to stop CIG. CIG have lost the plot. CIG has lost the plot.
I'm gonna talk about binoculars. Binoculars are really cool. We don't have anything like this in the verse, and
I have low-key
think it will
wanted
be really
binoculars.
Convenient to use something that's dedicated to look for the things, especially far away, instead of using your sniper scope, for example.
Well, the binoculars have
Bruh, they're releasing some crazy stuff
I'm
here,
not aware
bro.
of this one. Probably not, because binoculars are not something that you need to be aware of.
It's really funny because
Oh damn, the sun's coming up. It's 4 a.m.
You know, I beautifully
God dang,
call
it's
it. Basically, there was a lot of community feedback, basically saying like, "Oh, I really like spotting people. I really like playing a spotter." And essentially, I was like, "Oh,
people play
this
spotter?
Community wants to be able to spot people from distances, and what can we make
I actually never thought of
gadget-wise
that.
require
Like,
new
people
features?"
play
And it was
spotter.
like binoculars, and I prototyped the thing.
Bro,
which
you're gonna
essentially
be
just
broke.
a scope in a hand. And it worked. So we've got some really
Yeah,
cool
nah, so this
binoculars
stuff
that
is
allow you
crazy.
to spot people from distances.
And how much damage do the binoculars do?
Depends on how you throw them.
Wait, yeah, bro, this is a scrap heap. This is literally a scrap heap.
Thanks, Alexi and Zach. That's the end of this segment for this year. So that's talking ship and weapons, unless anyone else is going to come and tell me something else. It's been an exciting year, and I think the next year of ships is going to be even more exciting.
It's gonna be
and,
hilarious, though. It's gonna
expansive
be
than this.
hilarious. The people who use those weapons, I'm probably, you know what, that AK-47, kind of vibe, dude.
Well. That is an eclectic bunch of combat ships for the verse, and they're all available right now up on the robertsspaceindustries.com store. Also, any minute now, there's going to be a PTU drop that includes all three, so you can fly them now ahead of their release next week when Alpha 432 goes live.
Next week is
Three
gonna be
combat
crazy as
ships.
well, bro.
I wonder if they'll have any additional uses coming up later in the show. That's a hint. All right, what else can I shill? Oh, there's merch. We've got these cool new Levski desk mat things. These are
I might actually get a desk mat, because mine right now is getting all messy
Levski
and
metal
dusty.
posters on the store, and of course, love them or hate them, but you can't avoid them. There's this cool new Wickelow's Emporium t-shirt.
Bro, please
Yeah.
pay your mortgage. Pay your mortgage.
There's also a page published earlier today with a bunch of links to offerings from our third-party partners, from eye trackers to gaming chairs to voice packs to spaceship models from new partners like Planet Ring and Pigeon Spaceport and more. You can find all of that on the RSI website as well. And what else can I shill? Oh, for those of you who are at watch parties, where is it? Challenge coins. Who doesn't love challenge coins? There's these lovely Levski-themed challenge coins if you're attending one of the 9 official watch parties around the world. There's also a digital one of these in the goodies pack, so you check those out. Don't leave today
So you're
without
telling
getting
me-
your Levski challenge coin.
Was there any
All right.
watch parties in
What else can I
Australia?
shill?
Like, what's going on, guys?
Now I'm kind of tired of shilling. All right, let's find out some more about where we are. Simon, can we move? Can we do? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, here we go. Pardon me. Excuse me. Hi. How you doing? Hey, that was my best angle. Hey, I got to be careful. Last year I took 3 steps and tore a muscle. All right, so this is the 9th floor of CIG Manchester's
looks so
Manchester
cool,
office.
man.
That's
I didn't think I'd ever want to go back to England
This is
for
the room
anything,
where we
but
have
I
lunch
would
every
actually
day,
go back
and
to
if you get here
England
early enough,
just to see this place, because
croissants,
it's freaking
if-
beautiful, man.
If the weapons team hasn't stolen all of them.
Holy.
Over here, we got some cool mannequins.
Like, look at this,
representing,
bro.
different aspects of the
They've
game.
got
You
the full
the ever-present,
suits, man.
Hurston security armor
Oh
over
my
here. That's really
goodness,
cool.
man.
You got your
Life-size
Dusters
models,
armor
bro.
right here. You got this guy from a game that we're not talking about today. Marine armor, yeah, it's all pretty cool.
What do you mean
And
we're
then
not
when you come
talking
over here?
about
Got a nice
Squadron
little
42?
recreation area. There's some sim pits over there for people who need to test that kind of stuff. We got this cool.
They've got the cockpit as
Frigari,
well.
Bengal carrier. Come over here, shoot it. Go down the nose here. Watch this. Watch this. Very cool. I'm gonna go over here. Can you see me?
That is so fire.
Hi, Mom.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, and
oh my goodness.
What are you doing, Richard Towler? All right. I thought John went to Washington, D.C. Let's see, what else we got? We got cool Voyager bar here. This is where we get all kinds of breakfast goodies, coffee, stuff like that. Hey, who
Stop
remembers
ruining the
big
tour. He's ruining the tour.
controversy of 2016?
Don't ruin the
where
tour,
everybody
bro.
took
I'm
to
gonna see
Reddit
this one day.
and
Don't
posed
ruin the
question,
tour.
Do devs deserve coffee? I do. You want to see what next
He's
year's
ruining
big
the
controversy
tour,
is? Check
guys.
this out.
You need to stop ruining the tour, bro.
Do devs deserve coffee? Welcome to the Stargarita machine. Yeah.
Is that
Do
margaritas?
devs deserve frozen deliciousness? I don't know. Go to Reddit and let us know. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Competition. Oh, competition winners. We have the list of competition winners. Can we put that on the screen? Yeah,
I think he's drunk,
competition winners.
guys.
Remember the competition for the CitizenCon winners? The people made the videos, and we gave them a Kruger L21 Wolf.
Oh,
We actually
damn,
have
they got the
names.
wolf.
They're behind me. Look.
Yeah, he's definitely
All right,
drunk.
that's cool. Also, everybody's got food. Do I have food here? Oh, somebody's supposed to save me pizza. All right, so we got. Oh, you guys saved me a lot of pizza. Let's see. There's like
What
3 different
is-
kinds
wait,
of pizza.
guys,
here.
what is going on?
What if we just combine them into like a challenger situation? here?
Okay, that is disgusting. That is actually vile. Oh
That's a
my
CitizenCon
god.
throwback if you're not
No,
familiar.
that is
So,
vile.
I have now crafted my own pizza experience. And that is a terrible segue into our next segment. Gemma, can we, Gemma, are you there?
Yes, Jared.
Can we fire up the FPS crafting segment while I try to chew this off camera?
The FPS crafting. Okay, this is it. We gotta lock in for this segment.
Star Citizen, at its heart, will always be an enormous sandbox experience where you can set out to tackle the universe in whatever ways you want. But that doesn't mean we can't
His
shape
drip?
parts
What
of
was
the
his
universe
drip?
here and there to better suit our
No,
needs.
what was his drip?
That goes for both you and us. Let's start this part of the show with a look at how crafting is going to change everything from resource gathering,
Lock in, guys.
refining,
Lock in.
and even combat when it comes online in the next few months.
Next few months.
First version of crafting is going to be quite small in scale. We're going to use it as a kind of a concentrated effort to allow the players to experience the initial UI, the flow of gathering materials that have different quality, and using those to craft items which are
Different
better
quality
than what they
of
have
material.
currently in the game.
The first version is going to be primarily FPS items that you can craft, weapons and armor. For Star Citizen, crafting is our primary progression mechanic. Star Citizen isn't your standard MMO. We don't have levels. We have ships, we have gear, we have things that you create in the world, you perfect,
Yeah,
you
bro.
research, you improve. And those items, those ships, those vehicles, the armor and weapons, that's how you progress in Star Citizen. Crafting isn't just a progression mechanic for creating new items, it's also a fundamental change to how we handle resources in the game. The materials that you collect, how you refine them, quality matters.
So refining quality
Crafting
matters now.
weapons, you'll be able to have some quality materials to influence the item stats on those weapons.
It'll be somewhat random, potentially weighted on the location of the material. Some will have a higher chance of higher quality. And once you take those materials to your crafting bench, the fabricator, you can use them to craft, and the different attributes will be increased based on the quality of the materials you use. It's not just iron ore anymore, it's iron ore of the quality that you know will get you the stats for the item that you desire. And it's not just mining.
That's going
it's
to be so
essentially every
good. That's
resource
so
we
much
can get our
depth.
hands on.
to support this, we also need major changes to inventory so that all of these new resources that you're collecting, you can see what you have, you can order it better, you can understand what you have in your inventory.
That's disgusting.
We won't have the new refining crafting system yet. We'll be using the existing ones. Those will pass the quality through into the refined materials, which you can then take to your crafting machine and start making your personal items.
Oh, you put them
Once
into
you
the
have your
crafting
blueprint
machine.
and your quality materials that you've refined, then you can put
How'd
them
you get a
together on
blueprint?
the item fabricator. This will be pretty much what we showed in last year's CitizenCon, with the UI letting you assign your quality resources to different aspects of the item. Once you're happy with what you see on the preview, you'll be able to click to craft, and it'll get queued up, and your result will be produced sometime later. You'll be able to get the new crafting machine from shops in most landing zones. You'll be able to bring it up on your freight elevator and use it in your personal hangar, or tractor beam it around and stick it on a ship if you want to use it from there.
You can stick it on a ship. Nah, that's
There'll be
fire. You can
small
stick it on a ship and
blueprints
go
you get
around
credited
crafting.
to your account just to test and mess around, but the vast majority of them will be earned through missions, and then you can use that blueprint to craft the item that it is that you've got the blueprint for. So it should be a good reason to go and test all the different various missions in the game.
The advantage of crafting your own items is that they'll be better than anything that you could buy from shops. You'll be able to increase and improve item stats that are relevant to your gameplay. Maybe a gun will shoot faster, maybe it'll do some more damage, or your armor will have greater resistances against environmental effects or incoming fire.
That would be pretty
You might be wondering,
sick. What the hell?
about the upgrade and research? That will be coming in a subsequent release. We're happy with this initial
So you can
scope
get like
for crafting.
tiered stuff, you know, in regular
so
MMOs where
valuable
there's
for
like
us
green
devs to
quality,
get the
yellow
metrics
quality,
in, get the
purple
feedback
quality,
in,
red
because
quality.
then we can make the
This is
changes
it.
that, they only become obvious, so to speak, when you have kind of mass amounts of data and mass amounts of users using it. So I'm very excited to get it out in the wild.
It's our intention to get crafting out on tech preview by the end of the year and get the testing
no,
we
most
need
definitely.
so we
It's
can
gonna be
release
like
it when it's ready.
it's gonna be annoying at some points, but it's gonna be a step forward, and I think that's what we need is the
That's
step forward.
one way you'll be crafting your own experiences in the Star Citizen universe. But what about us? Where do we get to hone in and craft a bespoke experience here and there, specifically tailored to individual or small group play? Well, that's where instancing comes in. And I'm going to let Benji tell you a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna let
We're
us
bringing
do that,
instancing
but
to Star Citizen in 2026. Why are we doing it, and how will it work?
Wait, you're bringing what?
So if you've played any content in 2025 in Star Citizen, you know that most of these areas were in actual PvP zones where other players could interfere. Instancing is a means to create an environment where designers can create tailored content that's tuned to a specific group size, but it is
They're
also
bringing
protected
instancing.
from outside interference. It's not to say that we don't love PvP. I'm a PvP guy. PvP me, bro.
instancing
But like
is
most
going to
MMOs, a
move
good balance
a lot
between
of the
a dangerous overworld and a
free
protected
world
instances
aspect.
is needed. Right now, we don't have this ability, and this is something we really need in order to give you a sense of progression that is tailored and balanced
There- no,
to a tunable
the
amount
word
of
they're meant to say is
difficulty matches the
safeguarded.
group size. There's a beginning and an end. It doesn't mean that that doesn't fit in our overworld strategy, meaning getting to the instance is dangerous, exiting the instance is dangerous, or can be interfered with others. But at least when you're playing the content, we can actually make something that's curated
But
for
what's
one
the
experience.
point? People can literally wait for you to go do
So
this whole
before
activity,
anybody says this
come
is only
out,
a
and they
PvE
steal
thing,
everything for you.
This technology can also be applied to unlock curated PvP experiences that are as seamless as the PvE ones. So it's not about one thing or the other. It's really about unlocking developers' ability to create curated content. So that said, how will it work? Instancing is really an evolution over static to dynamic meshing. We want your instances to be as seamless as your instance hangars, meaning that when you take an elevator, you exit the elevator, you're inside
You
the
get
instance.
instance in.
A gateway opens, you cross that gateway, you're now into your instances. Could be also a quantum jump into an instance that you don't even see. The transition is just like a dynamic mesh transition. And so throughout the universe, we will be able to add these areas that are open or closed instances that allow you to join in either with a party and have a reserved instance for your party, or join in open instances that has a number of slots. And so some of those areas will be completely instanced on different servers. This allows us to leverage the compute power of the entire mesh. The closed ones will be really to drive one piece of content. You enter and exit seamlessly, just like we do with your instance hangers currently.
I don't know how
Let's
I
go
feel
and
about
find
that.
out what one of our
don't know
first
how I feel about
instances
that.
will be.
Siege of
Yeah,
Arisen
like
was
it's-
an event we did previously,
weird.
which created
That
a
instancing is
gameplay
just so
scenario where the
weird.
player had to run through and progress
The
through
world is so
contested islands
alive
of Arisen.
and unique
This
that
was a
instancing
high-paced,
just takes away
high-intensity
from that.
event, but it struggled a little bit from its technical execution. But now with the introduction of instancing, it gives us an opportunity to evolve it and modify
I
it.
feel like
to
they're
make
just
it
taking the
better
cheap road,
for
like
you and a
route
small
out of it,
group
and having to do
work
things and
through
make
that
things
activity.
work properly
It
in the
is an
persistent
event
universe.
that I had the honor of pretty much solely designing and building all of the logic and having the stress of trying to get it working.
Agent Dooley from the CDF puts the call out for volunteers because basically the Nine Tails have taken over sort of a cluster of floating platforms in Orison.
And you are there to kill
Yeah, I
these
guess
sort of
so.
lieutenants of this terrorist organization.
Like you
and
have
take
there's gonna be
back
caps
control.
and limits on things, right?
So in our current thinking, Siege of Arison is designed for about a 15 to 20 people fire team. So you, your friends, or your org will go in, you'll all have sort of dedicated roles. Some of you might be the tank who brings in the heavy weapons and sort of pulls the fire. Some of you might sit at the back and be the sniper and pick people off who are a bit further. to
But
make
see,
the
I feel
advance
like this just
easier.
makes
Some of you will be the medic
Star
who
Citizen
sole job is
a
going
regular
to be provide and
MMO.
look after the rest of your team and the health of them.
If they're giving you
And,
base
some of you
roles,
will
you
be
know,
the people who push
that
for
are
the
stuck
objectives
on.
to try and get sort of most of the mission done. The event was designed for about
I
15
like
to
when
30
we
people,
have to choose
but
that, you
when
know,
we
like when
released
I was
it,
doing a
we
mission
fixed the
with
problem
you
with
guys. We
2
chose who
DGSs
did
on
what,
one
you
server
know,
that
it
was
wasn't just a
fighting for
thing that was
resources.
given to
and with
us
that,
on,
we also upped the player count to 100.
on the mission
so
or the instance.
when it first debuted, it was already too full for what it was designed for.
It was a massive operation at the time. I think that bringing it back and giving it a refresher will be a fantastic addition back into the PU.
So imagine if Siege was a instance that you could go in and play solo, or if it was a public event that you could go with your friends, or you could join up with random players on the server.
Bro, that
There's lots of
Thompson
ways
looks so
that we
fire.
want
I need
to
that Thompson.
Take a look at Siege, how we can make it a more approachable piece of content.
I'm excited, to say the least, to bring back Siege of Orison to Star Citizen and to sort of have it be one of the first tests that we have for instancing.
But
and
how
really
does
get it back
Siege
to
of
sort of a
Orison
core experience
work?
where it should be.
How
so
does it
while
work when there's
the
no
next season is
story
quite heavily
for
focused on
why it's
Nyx,
happening?
I'm also very happy that we're not really ignoring our other 2 systems of Standard and Pyro, and we're going back there and we're sort of improving and expanding on the player's life in those 2 systems as well.
Yes, and while things like Genesis, interstellar hauling, crafting, Siege of Orison, and more will reveal next year, will continue to bring life into the existing universe outside of Nyx, there's still one more exciting use for instancing we're building right now. It's an early look
There is
than
a story,
normal,
but
and
so they
some
can
of it
just
is
use the
still in
same
whitebooks,
story
but
and
we're
not like
excited to
updated
share
one.
the first look at a major content release of 2026 and what it means for progression-based gameplay. As an evolution of our Building Interior initiative, you won't discover it by accident, because when it's complete, it will be found deep within the heart of Levski itself. This is the Municipal Works.
The what? Bruh, is this another contested zone?
So inside the facility, you'll find huge vaporization chambers, old processing plants, industrial tunnels, and eventually into the old turbines which are still pumping heat into the old rock.
So this is the true history of Levski. This is a place where you won't see in Lorville, you won't see in I-18 or the other landing zone. It's the pure basis of Levski. You will have, of course, metal and tunnels and more structural plays, but you will also see a lot of rock and cave. So it's not a place you go to take vacation. It's really a place you go to fix stuff.
Not everybody has what it takes to come down there and do the job that needs to be done.
All of your sewage
What's the
systems
job?
have stopped working. Everything's going to quite literally.
Oh, so it's gonna be like
And
repair
so
missions.
The player is tasked with their group, most likely, to go into there, take out the outlaws, and get the facility working again.
That's gonna be pretty fun.
So let me get this straight. This is literally a mission to fix the toilets of Levski.
It's not just.
Yeah, see,
you're
that's
also
the
trying to
one
tell them
thing
that,
I
yeah,
get
it is a
about
bit more
instancing
important.
is
It
to
still works in
protect players
Levski,
who
but, you know, they
actually
have,
want
like,
to do
maybe
the objective.
polluted air
Because a lot of
because it's
players
not
don't
being
want to do the
cleaned
objective. Like,
not just
we even saw it with the
It's also a little bit
missions
more
at
exciting
that
just
place, I
going
forgot what
into,
it's
like, some
called, that's
events.
currently
It's
happening,
like a
where
free
people are trying to do the
system
cargo
with
missions,
free chapters.
and people are safeguarding it
This will
and
be
killing people because they're saying they're
mission-driven
they're
and repeatable.
using exploits and
Everything
things.
from mining
But
to
you're
salvage
not
to
doing
combat
anything.
to
You're just staying there at
investigation,
Dupree,
a variety
letting
of
people
roles.
get all the stuff at Dupree, then you're killing them, taking the
Narratively,
stuff and
it's a
handing
real
it in
sandbox.
yourself and saying
Every
you're
progression
safeguarding the
you do
mission.
will
So I
unlock a
kind
new
of get
area
that.
that will link back to previous areas, complexifying the play space.
We've been wanting to have more gameplay around landing zones for a long time. Now that we have instancing tech coming online, that allows us to do something that provides really cool gameplay close to a landing zone.
With the missions, that's what will create different overlays or change the spaces or change the progression, but it'll be the instancing which will enable us to
But
create tailored content.
I guess it
to
makes
you
it
and
makes
your
it a
group.
lot more
So
like
you're
just
gonna be
a
able to
regular
play
MMO.
a part of it, make your
But
progress, and
it
then
does
go.
take
And
away
then the
from
next time
the
you come online,
free
you'll be
feeling
able to
and the
pick
real
up where you
feeling
left
of
off.
Star Citizen.
It's going to allow players to
But I think it has to go in
return
that
back
direction
to
if it wants to
different
be like a
states
game with
depending on how
longevity.
much you've
It
progressed
has to
and be
go
able
more
to
solely
keep it going
MMO,
until
you know?
you've reached sort of the end of the whole 3 chapters.
Where you're not going to have other people getting in your way.
So I
It's
have to go kill
you,
people.
your team, your party.
It's a way of giving players content where they know exactly where they're at and they can keep going back to it and improving sort of their
YouTube
own,
is slow, yeah.
progress and
I switched
ability
to
to
Twitch.
jump through them faster and faster times as well.
So that's a look at how we'll be allowing players and developers alike to create more crafted experiences within the greater sandbox of the persistent universe. Okay, is that it for me at this point, Jared?
Almost. Throw it back to me, and I've got one more for you after this.
Back to you, Jared.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like the option to be able to skip is all that's needed. So that's why I'm not like, I was going to be mad about it. I was like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it then. You know, no one's forcing your hand. Same way no one is forcing anyone to play Star Citizen. What people are complaining about is like, no one is keeping
Really
you here.
excited
Like,
about the year ahead. So that's a brief look at some of the ways in which we're allowing you and our developers to craft a more curated Star Citizen experience. Now, at this point in the show, we are in the home stretch. We've got only one more segment to go. But before we do that, we wanted to check out, we said earlier in the show that we would look at what you were saying during the show. We looked at how to put YouTube comments on the stream, and it was immediately apparent that we were going to lose our broadcast license, so we're not going to do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
We did find some
Never
social media
do
stuff
that.
on Twitch, though, or not Twitter, X.
The
What is
stuff
it called
you will
now? Let's see
find
what
is
this says.
crazy.
Let's see, we've got Welcome Back Levski from, I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh no. Oh, time to suit up, let's go get him, says Ubu. I really should have worn my glasses. Cue the bagpipes. That's the other game, Charlie Oscar. Let's see. Nice to see you live, Jared.
bro, who are these people
Mom?
with these? Look at that!
Let's
Look
see.
at the
First
freaking
Citizen after
outfits.
playing for almost a decade
Holy
in Austin.
crap.
Oh, nice. Straight out of Klesher, back to the Hex. Photos from Leicestershire. How do you say it? Is that Leicestershire? Leicester? Leicester? Geez, I've only been in the UK for 3.5 years. At San Jose Bar Citizen Watch Party. Oh, somebody created a lovely Vandal mask there.
Yeah, them random
Sean Tracy, can we get that in game? Just that, exactly. Just scan that, put that in game. All right, so that's a few reactions we're seeing on social media right now. Before we get to our big finale, or the thing we're going to wrap up the show with today,
wanted to
I
get
do want to talk a little bit
finale,
about
okay.
big CitizenCon versus digital CitizenCon versus what we're doing today, which is CitizenCon Direct. Every year, CitizenCon is a monumental task for any number of people, whether that's development, marketing, support teams, the platform teams. Everybody comes together to make this thing happen and go off, hopefully without a hitch. And so far, we've been doing all right, other than some stuff in the room here. You know who you are. They had to know. But doing CitizenCon is not always the easiest thing for our developers. You might not assume this, but most game developers are not social butterflies. They tend to like to sit quietly in the dark at their computers, like little goblins.
I think that's all
just
of
make
us.
digital virtual worlds like this. And
I
then
think
I
also
come
the
in all
gaming
happy and like,
community.
hey, you want to be on video? And they're like, no. And I'm like, it's in your contract. And they're like, oh yeah. So we thought, we usually do it behind the scenes afterwards, but we thought we'd do a little bit of it here. The folks in the editorial department put together a brief montage of some of the more candid moments from the filming of CitizenCon over the last couple of weeks. So we're going to spend 2 minutes and take a look at that. Let's see what they put together.
How many CitizenCons have you performed in now?
Performed? Just the one. Nope, my first one.
One last year.
2.
A few.
8 or 9?
Maybe 9 or 10?
Never.
Man, I don't know, man.
Did you like doing it?
Yes, I was completely terrified.
It was good, a bit stressful.
The first live one, I was a mess.
Weird combination of going from insane highs to insane lows.
Live ones.
Because?
It's over.
The live ones are pretty special.
Pre-samp's always fun, but the live events are special, aren't they?
Remember we were at that weird crack house in
Crack house? Wait, what?
I like the live ones. Oh, I mean, I love these digital ones. These are the best.
Every time I've done it, it has been a digital one, and I'd like to do one on stage.
Is it because you have a restraining order against you, or?
Didn't know if I was going to be sick, if I was going to lose my stomach.
How hard is it to keep your eyes open on stage?
That's another problem with the lights. They're kind of, I'm realizing through this sentence that I'm closing my eyes as I speak. Do I do that a lot?
I am a very shy individual, so this is me just trying to get out of my shell.
Getting the crowd to react to the ideas that we've been working on for so long.
We can react. Watch. Everybody.
Yay!
I can feel your passion from here.
Cut the camera. Counting you down in like, you've got 30 seconds. I'm like, do I stand up? Do I sit down? Do I drink? Do I not? Do I talk?
This will be the best one yet. That's right. Because it's nice and short.
Is this all supposed to be usable content? Because I can do different.
No.
What did you mean by I can do different
Is
things?
Moistmaster your favorite?
I think you mean least favorite, and because it has the word moist in it. I mean, come on.
We'll give you a new nickname by the end of this.
Sounds good. Could do
All
with
right,
one.
Let's get started.
See, they seem
So for
pretty
those of you
social.
watching at home or at the watch parties, you're like, why are we showing that? I put that in there because I'm eternally grateful for all of the CIG staff and developers who take the time to appear on these things, whether it's ISE, SCL, CitizenCon, walk on stage, be pre-recorded. It's not the easiest thing for everybody. And on behalf of the community, if I can speak for them in this regard, I want to say thank you for participating in these things each and every year that we have them.
Yeah, this is my first
let's
one,
wrap
gang.
things up here.
This is my first one.
Let's see. How do I want
And
to?
it wasn't pretty bad.
At
you
this
know?
point, we've only got one major story left to tell. But before we do that, it wouldn't be. We wanted to do one more check-in on something we started last year. Last year, Rich Tyler took the stage and presented his roadmap to 1.0. And we didn't want to go an entire year without talking to the senior game director himself to get his update on that 1 year later. So we're going to throw it to him, and we're going to go to our last segment, and when we come back, we'll say our goodbyes. And if you're at a watch party, it's time to get. I was going to say, that's not a word I can say on camera. Let's just go. Let's just throw it back to me. Go to me from 1 week ago.
Road to 1.0. So when are we gonna get?
Last
When do
year,
they
Senior
think
Game
we're gonna
Director Rich Tyler took to the
release?
stage and revealed our plan for 1.0. Now, before we end this year's CitizenCon Direct, we wanted to take a few moments and follow up on that reveal from last year, to do as we've done today and look at the year ahead. So, Rich, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Well, you're welcome.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Everybody knows the only constant in game development is change. So I'm going to ask you outright, what's changed about the road to 1.0?
Well, fortunately, nothing. It still remains our North Star.
Okay.
The team is busy working towards that goal in the background, and every patch this year has moved us towards that goal. And if you haven't watched the Star Citizen 1.0 presentation from last year, I highly recommend you do so. because everything in it is still relevant as of today.
You mentioned every patch this year has moved us towards that goal, so I want to dig deeper into that. We've done, at this point, 9 releases in
there's
this
been
year,
a
more than
lot
any
of
year
patches this
prior.
year.
How does each one of these not just sit as their own moment in time, but move us forward on this road to 1.0?
Well, last year I discussed the framework of 1.0, how all those complex systems can tie together. And one of the core aspects of that was the main story, which became the spine of the universe, which brought all of the locations, mission givers, guilds, and all the different areas of the game to the players. Now, what I didn't talk about from last year was all of the content that was going to support that framework, add the flesh to the bone.
There's been, since I started last year, around November last year,
if you think
they've
about
made
previous
so
events
many
of previous
changes.
years,
It's
they've generally
crazy.
been locations that we've put into the verse, but they've been transient. We've taken them away, like Siege of Orison or Zenithreat. We've added them to game, and then they've been moved away. And I think with the addition of the patches this year, when you look at the Hathor facilities, Onyx facility, these are permanent additions to the world that not only have their own story, as when we release them with the patches, but they'll also become points of interest and areas that the larger 1.0 narrative will utilize.
Since we're on story, I'm going to stay with this here. Since we launched the PU back in 2015, it's always been this sandbox where players can do what they want. They can bring their own story to the verse, and that'll never change. But how important is it that we also build this concurrent narrative of our own, this crafted experience, if you will, alongside that?
Well, we're trying to create a living, breathing universe. And that includes both the player stories that you mentioned, that they can go and enjoy and create their own memories together. But it also means that we want to have a universe that gives back. We want areas and locations to feel like they're believable and real life locations. And if you look throughout this year and the patches that we've worked towards, we've had an overarching story that's moved from patch to patch, and we're going through some of those cycles right now. We've also been introducing mission content that has fully voiced dialogue and facial animation, which allows us to inject some of the meaning and the why to what you are doing as a player. And I think story is integral to Star Citizen as a connective tissue that ties all of these different complex systems together, because it takes players on that journey throughout the game.
To see this big turn this year to start injecting story into the verse, I think people are really responding to it. So everybody knows, and you mentioned just
the
now
stories have
that
been really,
this
really
year,
good this year.
we changed a whole lot
I
about
can't
how
lie.
we operate and how we release things. How do you think that's gone?
I think it's gone very well. I think if the mantra that I've always been pushing this year at the beginning of January was patch always goes. And I think this year has seen a different development strategy for how we've been moving the game forward. That's where this different strategy has allowed us to really take a wider approach. And we also have to remember that Star Citizen is played by tens of thousands of players every day. And while we have lofty future goals, we still have to make decisions right now that make the game fun for the people that are playing it.
I think people don't
Playing
understand that
it as their daily
sometimes.
game. If you look at previous years, we've had to hold a patch back, we've had to make concessions, mainly due to around a feature may not have been ready or right to go into there.
There were 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 5 months between patches.
Exactly, and I don't think that's good for anybody. I don't think it's good for the players.
Especially for a
I don't
growing
think it's
game.
good for the development team.
It's not good
I
for
think
boredom.
it's better to have regular cadence of drops. One good example is this year for A Line of Mine. People probably don't know, but A Line of Mine, when you turned on the laser, it was actually supposed to reveal the Sandworm Valakar. And I played it, and it didn't hit the quality that I wanted to go into the game. So we changed.
Okay, so they changed it.
I made that decision alongside Chris and Erin. And we've held that back, and we're going to work on that towards a future patch. But I think definitely the more regular cadences has had the multiple benefits. And like I said, I want to dispel a myth right here, right now. Like, features are still being worked on quite heavily in the background, from radar and scanning in FPS, the new quantum, to inventory, engineering and crafting. And all of those features are going to be coming very, very soon for players to get their hands on. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and say that if I was to go back to the start of the year, I would hope that we would have released more features. But I also think every decision we've made this year has been through the lens of making the live experience as stable and as good as possible.
Yeah, it was pretty stable.
All right, so
It
that's a
kept
bit
getting
about
better
the
and
year
better
before.
until
The
the
year before has
elevators.
been, I've said
But
this
it's been really
before, I've said
stable.
it internally, I've said it out there, I'm going to say it right now again on camera. I think this has been the best year of Star Citizen ever, and I'm willing to look right into the camera and say that. The player numbers are up, engagement numbers are up, the length of the play sessions are up, bug numbers are down, 30K is gone. It's been a solid year. But CitizenCon isn't CitizenCon without talking about the future, so I want to move us to the future. We've talked about story, we've talked about this more diegetic, immersive universe and adding voice lines and stuff like this. But where do we go from here? Obviously that continues, but what more are we going to do to make this universe seem alive and real and breathing?
I think the biggest thing
NPC
is to
ships
start
flying
having
around.
that conversation be two-way. So if you think about this year, like you mentioned, we've been having fully voiced NPCs, but a lot of those missions and those NPCs, they're talking to you, they're talking at you.
Right.
You don't get to talk back to them. Now, obviously, you get to interact with them through your actions. You get to go and do their mission, and you get to move that along, and then they talk to you again. But it's a one-way conversation.
We're missing that
What do you mean by two-way?
Exactly. The next part would be physical mission givers. That's something that we're going to be working towards very soon, with Battaglia being the first one coming back in the verse. And just to be clear, we will be bringing all the mission givers eventually back, and we want them to be an integral part of the verse and the story that players go in.
But how are we going to do that? Is it
want
going to
the
be like
location
text
to be brought to
dialogue?
life. And as we mentioned last year,
Or you
we
go up
want
to someone
have
like an NPC
interactive
and-
scenes that you can go and be part of. And obviously the full end goal is towards, you know,
Because
to have
interactive
cinematic
scenes
story
sounds
in the
good,
game.
but
And that is what we're going to be pushing towards.
that's going to be a
Everything
lot
we
of
do,
work.
Every decision we make is through the lens of moving us closer to 1.0. It might sometimes be difficult to see why those decisions have been made at the time they've been made, but rest assured that Star Citizen 1.0 is
They can
still
do it
our
like
North Star.
GTA
That's
does, where
what
if you
we're
go to a
still
mission
aiming
location, you have a
towards.
little cutscene,
And
they tell you what
that's
to do,
we're gonna
patch
be
on the
moving
back,
forward
and you're
with
off.
every patch
That would
next year
work,
as
I
well.
think.
And remembering when mission givers were first introduced, they sometimes became a bottleneck. Is there a role in instancing, which we learned about earlier today? Is there a role for instancing in that, in helping with mission givers?
Yes, partially. It will be one mechanism that will allow us to have players go to their own individual area of the verse, have that conversation, and then go
Right.
and continue on into the open world environment. So I think that's where, when we look at instancing provides us one tool that allows us to
Do many
remove
different
that
things.
bottleneck and provide a more seamless experience.
I guess it
Happy you
would,
said that,
yeah.
because that's one of our last topics I want to get to. Is
Oh, yeah, no loading
how
screens,
we
yeah.
reconcile instancing with the
Yeah,
persistent
that's true. It
universe.
wouldn't work.
Like for the last
Because,
10 years,
yeah,
you know, we've
that'll
been
be basically a
building
loading
this
screen.
giant,
It wouldn't
seamless,
work.
persistent universe where everybody can come in and
So
play
I
the
guess
game.
it would
And
be.
it would be
It
easy.
would be like a cutscene. Wait, what's
have
the
a
game? I think
first
it's
instinct reaction
like
to the idea of
Assassin's
instancing
Creed, where
and say
the
that's
cutscenes
antithetical
aren't
to everything that Star
cutscenes.
Citizen is. But
Like
you
you're still
mentioned
moving
last
around the
year
world
these
and you
three
can
pillars
walk away,
of-
but you're
of
just
building
like
Star Citizen
interacting with the
and
person
I
as they
wanna
move
know-
around
you
like
said nothing
a
changed, but I want to
room
ask
or
you about this
something, you know?
specifically. What are those three pillars again, and how does instancing fit within the greater design of Star Citizen?
So the three pillars I mentioned last year were open world. That's just like the missions you love today. You can go and play, there's other players there, and you can go and enjoy that together. Then we have instancing, which I'll talk about more, but similar to municipal works that we've talked about previously. And then the third pillar was dynamic content, which would be content that's generated by the activities of the players. And I think it's very easy to become myopic around one specific thing when we're talking about it a lot, when it's the next stage of our development. And I think you could reverse it. If we'd have made a game that was all instance, and then I'd come on camera and said, hey guys, we're going to start doing it open world, it would be like, oh, is the game changing? Are we doing open world now? Is open world the new North Star that's going to take us this way? And it's not. It's just one more tool that's going to
A lot of
allow
things
us to
are,
offer
because they were limited
different
on the tech,
dynamic
like anything I
experiences for
hear
players
that they have to
engage in.
cancel or whatever,
Now, when I talk
it's
about
always because the
instancing,
tech wasn't ready at the
instancing
time.
isn't always
And we've
what
moved
you'd
so far
imagine
in
as
tech
a
in the last couple
solo
of years now,
instance
so it's
experience
like
where
they
it's
could
only
probably
just
do it
you.
now.
We're going to have several different versions of instances.
Yeah, I'll definitely look it up then.
Some are going to be closed instances, which will be like the new player experience. We'll be able for you to go in by yourself, for us to teach you the ropes in a safe environment so that you can understand how to play the complex game that we've made. But we'll also have open instances like a cantina or a bar where we might say, hey, we only want 50 people to come in here because we've got mission givers and we've got other NPCs for you to talk to, and you would just walk in and it would be seamless. You wouldn't know that there was an instance, you're not going to get a loading screen, you would just seamlessly walk into that location, it would be full of other players and NPCs, and you can go and enjoy the content. And that's, I think, something that instancing is going to provide us. It's going to give us a tool to offer different dynamic content, or curated content, as I'd say. It allows us to create experiences.
See,
that
the
are
only thing is
different
I've
to
seen
open
things
world
like that
experiences that
fall
we've already
apart
made.
with
And
games
it's not
like
to
Dune
say that we
Awakening
won't
that just came
continue
out.
our open world
Their
development
instancing
or
fell
only do
apart,
instant
like things
content.
were getting
It's gonna be a
bottlenecked
mix.
because they
And
didn't have
like I
enough
said,
power and enough servers
this is one of the pillars that we'll
to
move
keep
towards
to make
1.0.
enough instances
We will
for
eventually
certain
work on
things, and
dynamic
people were
content that will move
backlogged
towards
not being able to
1.0.
get it to
And
places.
all three of those pillars will
So I'm like,
interweave to create.
I've seen it go
full
bad, but I think
standard
Sergio will do a better job at it, to be honest.
All right, so we've hit a lot of the bigger topics, the feature work, engineering, and FPS crafting coming to tech preview soon, stuff like this. We've talked about instancing and how that's going to work within the universe. But I want to ask you this one last big one. It's very easy to say Star Citizen is this kind of game and that kind of game. Those of us who spend our days making it know better. It's an everything game. It's everything we can make a game. It just is.
Yeah.
But at the core of this is still spaceships.
Spaceships,
you know, that life of spaceships. What more can you tell us about spaceship gameplay in the future? What can you give us? What can you tee up for us to look forward to for those of us who are really into Star Citizen for the spaceships?
Our intentions going forward are to make sure that every ship or ship archetype that you acquire has a role and has content that you can go and enjoy in the universe. For example, right now I know that we're working on more robust mining missions, more robust salvage missions. We're going to be working on refueling missions. And we want to make sure that each and every one of the ship has a purpose.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're going to be talking to it
That's from
not in the same cadence. Like, let's say you're talking, you're having a conversation, they start talking, they start talking. They're not having the same conversation you're having at the same time. They're having their own private conversation with the same NPC, which kind of removes the realism a little bit, you get me? Like, because if we're in a room talking to someone, we should be having the same conversation and interjecting at different points. But the instancing will make it so that each person has their own private conversation. It's going to be a little bit weird when you enter somewhere without everyone. Unless they just make it an audio thing that just plays for everyone at the same time. That could work.
Ian, take it away.
But I do definitely think there's ways around it. It's just, how does it work when you're instance with people you're not in a party with? Let's say there's 50 people in the room, you're not in a party with any of them, and you're all talking to the NPC and all having different conversations at the same time. It doesn't make sense, right? If you're on the same location, looking at the same thing.
Activities for different purposes: combat, cargo, mining, salvaging. But for combat ships, the only thing you've been able to do is fight other combat ships. In 2026, this changes.
How?
We're going to be delivering a spaceship-focused activity space which incentivizes the use of different gameplay roles. These are going to be scenarios where you're going to have to plan and strategize and create operational tactics to overcome your objective. So what you're going to see is very early. It's early in the pipeline process.
Please
it's
be
come alive
big battles.
Please
be big
but
ship
we're really
battles.
excited about the content we're creating. So we want to share with you a super early look at
big
what
warriors.
we're building in a space we're calling Tactical Strike Groups.
The
People's Alliance are still trying to get to the bottom of what this new faction is really doing in the Nyx system.
They've sent a capital ship to check out a station and run into more than they can take care of themselves.
Unfortunately, that team came under attack and members of their groups were taken hostage. Now
they ignore
they've reached out
players?
to Intersec, who've reached out to you to help recover the pilot. Of course,
I'm
it's
not sure how they're
impossible
gonna
to do this
have to.
alone,
They're gonna
so
work
we're
that,
gonna
you
put
know.
a team together to attack the station.
When you arrive,
Bruh.
you will have this big asteroid, kind of broken asteroid, and on
It's
this,
really
you have
way
this
too
place
PvP,
where you
bro.
find
It's stop.
3 big arms. You will see at the middle, you will have this big energy core. Everything here has a purpose. It's not just for the show, just something nice to see.
You'll see a People's Alliance-owned Idris that's just on the outside, and it's going to be getting harassed by this unknown faction that you have met before.
So we have to kill. Okay, it's gonna be big fights.
So your first objective here is to clear out the ships. There'll be waves of these ships, so this is where you want your
It's
light
gonna
or
be
your
like
heavy fighters, whichever place.
Arena Commander.
So while one part of your group is dealing with the fighters, now it's time to actually assault the station.
Will they make it easier to take out turrets?
This station
Because
has
turrets
been
and stations are
outfitted
crazy.
to resist all of the obvious way of attacks.
No way, I love you too, my guy. I love you too.
Capital ship killing turrets. These turrets ignore small fighters, and they have the firepower to destroy even the biggest capital ships.
Blood of Christ. Yo, that thing is devious. What the? What is that?
The idea of these is so we can sort of make it so we can mix up that ship combat, and not everyone can just bring the biggest ship and win just because they have the biggest ship.
That's good. I like that. You can't just win because you have the biggest ship. But boy, that is freaking crazy.
Navigate the superstructure and take down anything that may damage your bigger ships. So at this point you're thinking, destroy the turrets. But it's not that easy. This turret has shields that you've never seen before. It won't take any kind of damage. Your missiles won't do anything. Your lasers won't do anything. Your
So
ballistics won't do
it's
anything.
just
to them.
immortal.
But like everything, they do have a weakness. You have to cut the power to their shields. To do that, that actually brings you to your first objective.
You have to
the power
land.
relays.
So the exterior has a number of power relays that are holding the doors closed so that you can't get in.
You have to find them, you have to target them, and you have to destroy them. But it may not be as easy as it seems.
Here's our first wrinkle. The power relays have their own shields that are resistant to energy-based attacks.
We know how much you like using laser repeaters, but so do
So
these
they're
guys.
making it so you have to use your ballistics. They're
Capital
making
ship
it so
can't
you
get
have to
close
use
enough because of
ballistics.
the turrets.
Okay.
So ships with
Okay.
explosive or ballistic ordnance will be needed here. That's torpedo ships like your Retaliator or Gladiator, or even another fighter with ballistics loadout. That's going to take you a while.
They bro just crash into it. Why are you doing
Once the
that?
power
Like,
relays have been taken down, the station opens up.
And this is where things get really cool.
Now it's time for you to fly your ship inside the station.
Yeah, you, in your ship, fly into the superstructure of this station.
How cool is that?
I feel like this is a proud dad moment. Thank you, Jared.
We're just going to call it what it is. It's a trench run.
bruh. Bruh. Nah, sounds like a little bit of me. This honestly sounds like a little bit of me.
So as you enter the structure, you'll see cooling units along the sides that you'll need to take out. There's three
Bruh.
arms to the station.
I already know I'm gonna
that
crash
you
every
fly into
single
one, and then there'll
time.
be a core in the center, and then you'll leave out another trench.
You're either gonna do it multiple times, or you need to bring friends.
At this point, the core is still protected, so these are
Holy
essentially strafing
smack.
runs.
Bro, my ships have no freaking
There are
ballistics.
objects to
I took them
avoid.
all off.
You're going to have to be able to dodge. You're going to have to move quickly. You need an agile ship.
Because the shield generator that you're targeting is emitting lots of distortion damage.
Bro, distortion as well?
So once the cooling units are out, that exposes the core to overheat, which means that you can attack it from the inside and also from exhaust ports on the outside of the station. This core is armored and just takes a whole lot of damage.
This is gonna be some large-scale tactical stuff, bro. What the hell?
Once the power core goes down, the turrets come down, and then the capital ships can get closer. Why is that important? Because during all of this, you spend a lot of ammo and munitions and ballistics, and you're gonna wanna top up.
This is where we're gonna get our new feature in. Ship hangar refueling and rearming. You're gonna be able to
No, you can refuel the rearming the ship, the capital ships.
To use the same interface as you are right now at stations to refuel and rearm.
It's specifically for ships like the Idris and the Polaris and other ships that are designed to have other ships land inside them.
Buddy.
Of course, it'll be more than just those two ships, and you'll find out more as we get closer to release. But this is a really important feature that we're really excited to get out.
Yeah.
If you're not bringing your own Idris, the People's Alliance has a Idris there that can provide a safe port in a
So
storm.
you can go to their Idris.
Set back up and head back out.
And it's a good thing that you've rearmed and refueled too, because now another group of ships is coming to attack the People's Alliance Idris.
Oh, buddy. Is it gonna be Vanduul? Nah, it's friggin' Drake bandits.
So while the fighters are protecting the Idris, what's happening at the station? Well, that's where the dropships come in.
Now you've got to take a fire team in. You've got to land, you've got to fight through an onslaught of
Oh
FPS
my
enemies.
goodness,
that
this is going to be
unknown
so
faction.
freaking intense. Oh my goodness.
Which will allow you to release
Well, we know what we're gonna
captives
do.
from the station.
SLDL, Stephlyon Defense Legion. We know what we're gonna do. We know what we're gonna do, baby.
After you open the doors and that person's taken off, you've just got to make sure they get to safety.
So at this point, all of this sounds pretty simple, but there's an additional complication.
Pretty simple?
So up until this point, it's just been you versus the enemies in the station. But the enemies in the station have their own enemies.
Blood
And
clot.
neighbors who really don't like these guys for some reason will come in and wreak havoc on everything.
And they're not going to discriminate between you and the station. They're out for blood.
This is gonna be crazy.
When you
Yeah, this is gonna crash the server, definitely. First week, servers are all the friggin' servers crash.
Vandal are
Every
coming, they're
server's
going to come
crashing.
hard, they're going to keep coming. You're going to have one hell of a fight.
Is this a Vandal mothership? It's a Vandal mothership. It's a Vandal mothership. Oh my god, it's a Vandal mothership. There's a freaking Vandal mothership. No, stop. No, why are you doing this? Now, CIG, relax. Take it back. Put it back in the drawing board. Take it
Tactical
back.
strike groups. And personally, so invested in this. So throughout 2025, we created a variety of content. Some of it was very focused on FPS content.
Are we just gonna pretend it didn't just do that? Are we just gonna pretend it didn't just do that?
Vehicle-based experience was very important to me. This is a defining statement that I want to do in 2026. We're a spaceship game. There are prized possessions to the objects we fall in love with. This is the content we want to create, which creates scenarios and roles
Actually killable.
to use those spaceships.
So the kingship was
Won't
not
get to
killable.
all roles initially, but we should see this as a landmark, a position where we can see a gameplay space which incentivizes the use of different ships and scenarios to.
Yeah, we needed more stuff like that because there's not really that's the thing. Like, think about the way I play. I use the same ship for everything because there's no need for me to change ship. I just take a ship and I use it for everything.
They're gonna be fantastic.
That's going to be so fun. That is actually going to be super fun. Yeah, that definitely deserves a round of applause, man. Holy freaking smokes, man. That's going to be crazy. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's gonna have to be some system to let them have extra ammo and things.
Why do you still have the puppet? John, come home. All right, so tactical strike groups. You know, it's been a long road for the last 10 years. The PU's been around. We've done lots to build stuff for mining ships and for salvage ships. And as Rich said, we're currently building out even more for those. And our first refueling missions coming online in 2026. But combat missions. Oh, hi, Aaron Roberts. Aaron Roberts. But finally having enough of the foundation in place that we can begin to build real spaceship operations, in any other MMO they'd call dungeons. It's really exciting for me, and that's why we're ending the show this year with that. So yeah, that's been CitizenCon Direct. Thank you for taking the time to share this with us. Again, this is just a glimpse at some of what's coming in 2026. I've seen the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat like, oh, you're spoiling everything. I promise, we ain't.
That's not it? Oh
so,
my goodness.
Before we let you go, that's it for me. Thank you so much for
fire.
tuning in. And as with every CitizenCon, the last word shouldn't be mine. It should belong to our founders and CEO. So take it away, Chris Roberts.
Hey, it's the man
I hope
himself.
you enjoyed this glimpse into some of what the team is cooking for the near future. Of course, we're not going to spoil everything that's currently in progress, and many features we haven't discussed today are in active development, like base building, social, and trade tools that are very much a priority. These, along with bringing the final polished features from Squadron 42 into the persistent universe, will make next year the most exciting yet for Star Citizen.
Damn,
Finally,
this year
I want
was
to
pretty
extend
good
a heartfelt
too.
thank you to everyone at CIG for working so tirelessly and with so much
What he
passion
means to say
deliver
is,
something that is already special.
give me your
and will
money.
only get more so
Give me
as
your
we continue.
money. I
And of
want all your
course,
money.
to all of you.
That's what
for
he's
making
meant to
all
say.
this
I
possible
need the
with your support and
money.
feedback. We couldn't do this without all of you, something that I and the team appreciate every day. We are very lucky to be allowed the time and the money to build a game of all of our dreams, something that is only more apparent as the video game business becomes more monolithic. We are one of the few large independents left standing, and there is no way we would be allowed to dream as big as we are on an original game and take the time to achieve that
Star
dream
Citizen,
part
Forza 6,
or
and
funded by any of the
bro,
few
I'm
mega
going
game
to
developers.
get a flat
Thank
butt
you.
from sitting
And I
so
look
much,
forward
man.
to seeing you all in the verse.
Don't. I'm broke too. Don't worry, guys. We're all in the same boat. We're all broke together. I was thinking of getting the Asgard for Christmas, and now I'm like, I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm gonna take the car to servicing. Oh no, I'm broke. Oh man. Damn. That it? I think that's it. Crap, bro. A lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff coming. Holy freaking smokes, man. Guys. The last part there with those missions is crazy. That's going to be absolute. That's going to be beautiful, bro. Oh, you need to save for a new PC? Damn. The thing is, basically, if like, I know some of you guys are going to be new here, but what I'm currently trying to do is basically, the bigger this channel gets, I want to be able to help you guys do stuff like get your PCs better and get you guys some parts and things, because I want to be able to like say, hey, someone needs a new CPU or whatever, and I'm able to just help you out, do a giveaway, give people those kind of things. That's what I'm trying to do on this channel here. I'm trying to make sure everyone who watches the content and everything can actually experience the game as well. Like, I have done giveaways with game packages so people can play the game. So yeah, just, hey, look guys, keep supporting the channel, and hey, once I'm able to, once you help me, I can help you, and we can start getting everybody on the latest systems, bro. And if I get big enough and I can get sponsored by a company that gives PC parts and things, we're gonna be doing giveaways of new GPUs and CPUs every day, baby. But yeah, that is a lot. Y'all, it is literally, look at this. It is 5:21. It's literally almost 5:30. Like, I had to stay awake because it is so, like, I couldn't miss this. This was my first year. Like, literally, I think I'm 11 months in on Star Citizen. This is my actual first year, man. This is crazy, bro. Oh, you missed everything, bro. Holy crap, bro. Oh, man. I just hope they keep going in the same pattern they did this year. I feel like a lot of things changed for the better. There were some bumpy parts here and there, but they did pretty well. I do believe they did pretty well. So next year it's gonna just keep getting better because now they have better tech, they have better data from everything they've done. So I see it getting better. I'm still iffy about the instancing, but it depends on how they do it, right? Everything is all dependent on how they do it, and that's the main thing. So let's see how they implement it because, like, for instance, the tier 0 and the item recovery, I liked the way they did it because we had to pay a price for a short time to get the best outcome like possible. So if they keep doing things in that fashion, I feel like it gives them time to perfect it, gives them time to get the feedback to make things happen. So instancing, I hope they roll it out in a similar way, do it for only specific things and, carry it on. Yeah, nah, I'm cooked, bro. I'm absolutely cooked. I'm out here, bro. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. Like, I've been awake since 8 a.m. It's 5 a.m. I'm cooked. Like, I was out playing basketball and everything. Like, I literally was playing basketball, still wearing my freaking... I'm wearing the tracksuit, right? And I'm just like, so I'm cooked. I'm absolutely cooked. Yeah, you missed the whole thing. You're gonna have to go watch this back, baby. Yeah, nah. There's a few things. I'm gonna cut it up, like all the parts where it's like big information that got me going. I'm gonna cut it up and put it up as regular videos tomorrow when I wake up at some point. I don't know when I'm gonna wake up. Maybe I wake up on Monday. I don't know. Oh, you're a dev by trade? Yeah. Now, instancing is really, really important. So, yo, look, guys. I'm gonna head off, but before I head off, right? Let me show you guys something. Wait, hold on, just so you don't see. No, look at this. Look at this. I know that's pretty crazy. Hold on, let me show you guys something real quick. Hold on, where's my last episode? I'm gonna show you guys a preview of the last episode of Star Citizen that I'm currently working on. That I'll be dropping either tomorrow or Monday, because I got absolutely shafted. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a preview, right? Let me show you the preview. Y'all keep saying I can't do this solo. I'm like, I could do this solo. Wait. Yeah, you're gonna need like a bunch of key cards. See? Secure area, credentials required. You'd have to use credentials to get in here. I don't know what I was supposed to do. Screw it, I'm going out this way. Data analysis. Because I'll have no way to get back in, because that's limited access. I'm supposed to come in here with a code, and I don't have the code. I was literally supposed to come in with a code, a 5-digit code. And I was probably meant to get something from here. Oh. 34475.
Remember, the work we do here is
3447 34475.
Employee identification accepted. Press to confirm. Stand by. Printing in progress.
What? What? No. No. Oh gosh, no. Now, my question to you guys is, that's your preview for the next episode that's coming out. Do y'all think I survived getting jumped by a whole station on my own? Just think about it. Do you think I survived? Just think about it. But yeah, there's a new system coming literally next month or the month after. I think it's probably going to be maybe the end of next month. But nah, it's a good freaking game, man. And like the way they're going with it is pretty freaking dope. Like, and at this point now, the fact that it's getting so advanced, I'm like, it's time to stop like slandering CIG. They're kind of doing a good job, bro. Because if you look at the scope and the scale and the fact that this is the thing, right? They've been, I feel, in my opinion, from what I've like researched and what I've seen, I think they've been doing things very unorthodox, and they've been trying to do things at a very grand scale. Now, even when they're talking about things like instancing, they're doing things at a normal scale. This is what normal MMORPGs do. This is a normal thing. They're finally doing normal things and normal procedures, which is going to help the game become more stable. And that's all I'm seeing at the end of the day, you know? Bro, why'd you guys mean I'm not surviving, bro? You guys think I don't survive, bro? Well, we'll have to see. Maybe I killed everyone and I came out of there on top because I'm just a demon. I got it on me, bro. I survived, bro. Maybe I'm just a demon. Maybe I'm just bow everything, bro. Who knows, man? Maybe I'm locked in. I was locked in that day. Maybe I survived, gang. You guys actually no, stop. I literally used the med gun. Then I pulled out my gun, and when I pressed fire, it shot into my wrist. That's not me. Blame CIG, bro. Blame this dude here, bro. Like you gotta blame. Where's this guy? You gotta blame this dude, bro. You gotta blame this guy, bro. It's him. It's not me. He made me shoot myself in the arm. It's not me. It's not me. No, y'all have no faith in me, bro. I'm a demon. I'm from the streets, gang. I promise you, I'm from the streets. Have some faith, man. Have some faith. But dude, that's the thing. I feel like they were trying to get to the point where their ideas were working, and we've gotten to the point in tech. And like, there's so much, like, the advancement we've gotten in the last couple of years is crazy. Even when you look at things like AI, like, we have gone so far with tech. I think now they can start saying, well, this stuff is kind of working now. So now we can stop looking at this and trying to make the game work and start doing things in the actual way we should be doing things, and not just freaking going for it, just randomly going for it. They can actually do things in the way they're supposed to do things. So instancing, I want to see how it works. I want to see how they put it out. I want to see how they give it to us and how they test it, because it's all about how they test it and how they rework it with the feedback they get from us. So that's my biggest thing. I just want to see, because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know better than the person or the people who've made the game to this point. How can I sit in my house on a computer that I can barely build and rebuild and talk about a game that's been built on that system that I can barely build? I need to understand that there's levels to this that I don't fully understand yet, you know? So I feel like a lot of people, they think they know more than they actually do. You don't. The vision was there. Before you started playing Star Citizen, before you started testing it, before you even knew about it, someone had an idea and was making that idea. Let them cook. It took them 13, let them cook. They've got 800 million, let them cook. Before you were here, they were going to do it anyway. If you were not here, they were probably going to do it anyway. Just let them cook. Let them cook for a minute, you feel me? And when you look at something this big, this grand, let them cook, gang. Just shh. Let them cook. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yeah, there needs to be a progression. There's no progression. Like they're like in Star Citizen, there's literally right now. There's no progression. It's either you just keep getting bigger ships, bigger ships, bigger ships. You know, there's nothing really to work towards. Even working towards blueprints, getting better blueprints, item quality levels. Those are progression. You get better armor. Think about it. Any MMORPG or anything you play, you get better armor. You get starter grade gear. You get legendary gear, common, normal, freaking all sorts of things. You know, you get these different tiers. Adding things like that, then you can add that with weapons, armor, ships. There's a lot more progression to be given. So I do like that. You've watched Steph since day one play started. Yeah, nah, you have though. You have though. Yeah, nah, that's the thing. It's like I at the end of the day, I'll always be honest, bro. I'll always be honest. I don't really believe in just yapping for yap's sake or trying to win people over. If I feel something is shit, I'm gonna say this is shit. If I feel something is good, I'm gonna say it's good. And that's the thing, like, and if you watch like my reviews and things that I do about like each major patch, I tell the truth. I'll say this is ass, this is ass, this is ass, but I really like this. I'm not gonna just say, oh, I want to make everyone like me or like my opinion. Let me just say everything is good. No, if something is fucking not working, it's fucking not working. Period. It is what it is. I ain't gonna say it and lie to you. Feel me? So like that's just how I am. I'm a straightforward person. I want you to like tell the truth. We get down to the bottom of the issue and we just speak about it. You feel me? That's what I do. So yeah, nah, I get you, Double Man. I get you. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. So with the instance, it brings a lot of things. It makes it move forward in a positive way, and that's what I want to see. And I just want to see, and I hope they do it well because I don't want them to piss people off. Because to make something pass, you have to kind of appease as many people as you can in the sense of it works for everyone. You know, you can't say, oh, we're gonna add this thing that doesn't work for anyone at all. It has to be something that works for most people. Then it's like, okay, this is now passable. How do we refine it? So it's all about the way they present it at first, the same way they presented Tier 0 at first. The majority of people liked it. The minority didn't like it. And because the majority liked it, now they refined it. And by the time we get to tier 2, it's going to be at a level where it's palatable for everyone. So instancing, do the same thing. Bring it in slowly. Fix it, rework it until it's palatable for everyone. You know? And I should for sure have less hours in game. You back in 2014, started a lot earlier, sometime in 2021. Yeah, nah, bro. I think I have like 400 hours. Yeah, I think I'm like 400 hours, guys. I'm cooked. I'm either doing 400 or 500 hours. Is there a way to check how many hours you have on Star Citizen? There was so much that they didn't even say anything about. This shit is gonna start getting crazy real fast from here on out. Yeah, I think you're gonna go. Like, I think you're gonna start going mad crazy because I do honestly think they're planning on getting this 1.0 version at like 2026, late 26 or like early 27. I think we're looking at that like right up. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming on and supporting the videos, man. Like, hey, and look, most of you guys know that like I am dedicated as crap to this shit, bro. Like, when you guys comment, I try my best to comment back to everybody because I do like your opinions. I do like the things you're saying, and I do like the feedback you give me on the episodes and the videos. So yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Following the game since day one. Because the thing is, like, y'all have to understand, it's like, the thing about me and gaming is I like being able to do it myself. And so far in Star Citizen, there's a lot of things where it's like, go and discover, you know. A lot of people like being hand-fed things in games. I don't like being hand-fed. Why am I playing a game if I want someone to hand-feed me everything? Even when I need a tutorial or a guide, I need someone who just outlines it. Like, if you outline it for me and let me go and experience it and do it, and you're not giving me point-on-point min-maxing tutorial, I don't want that. I just want to be able to get an idea of what's going on and go do it myself. That's why, like, a lot of people be like, oh, Steph, you need a party for the ASD, or you should watch a guide, or look at this tutorial, or this. And I'm like, nah, gang, I'm going to go and I'm going to die, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to die, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to die until I figure it out. Like, that's fun to me. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not the way everyone plays games, but that's how I play games. I like the hardship. I like the grind, you know? That's why when people send me money and things, I'm like, yo, don't send me credits. I want to get it myself because the grind is the biggest part of it. And again, adding progression, adding the instances, adding the tiers of ships, armors, weapons, adds grind. I like grind. Grind makes you want to spend time playing the game because then you get to achieve that thing. You get to achieve that perfect blueprint and you get the materials, you get the perfect quality materials and you put it together to make that perfect thing for yourself. And it's like, boom, achievement, you know? That's what drives me. That's how I kind of like run on, you know? That's what makes me thick. Well, not thick. I'm not thick. No, I meant tick. I meant tick. I want to say tick. Checking. Oh, no. Oh, bro, underground, I do want underground bases or bases within structures like an asteroid. Imagine an asteroid base where you can anchor it down to like other asteroids and actually make a base, you know? I'm pretty broke for 400 hours now, bro. No. It's because I keep buying ships. I keep buying ships, bro. I'll buy a ship, then I waste my money. Then no, honestly, guys, I don't know where my money goes. Like, where does my money go in Star Citizen? Like, I literally buy ships and my money goes. I do a lot of dying. I think I do a lot of dying. But yeah, where does my money go? Oh, nah. For the first few, like, patches, I kept losing my money when they kept doing the patches until they stopped wiping the money. I kept losing my money. I ain't gonna lie. Oh yeah, over the next few months, the player base is gonna go crazy. And the thing is, right, Star Citizen has haters. We all know that, right? And they were pretty like regular, you know, they're really regular the last couple of months and things. Then the last 2.5 weeks coming up to CitizenCon, I've seen a lot of these haters who are either creators or just people on Reddits and Discords and whatnot piping up, making videos dogging Star Citizen because they know this is one of the biggest times for the game and they keep dogging the game. Saw people making videos about playing Star Citizen and it's still broken in 2025, saying how crap the game is with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. And I'm like, why are people who don't care about the game or if it succeeds watching these videos dogging on the game? You're giving someone 500,000 views dogging on the game, but you don't care about the game. You're telling everyone you don't care about the game. Like the last couple of weeks, people are going crazy, just yapping, and I'm like, y'all don't even play the game. What are you doing, bro? And the thing is, I used to be on that fence. I wasn't really like a yapper. I didn't really yap. Like I don't have the energy to be yapping about something I'm not involved in. But I did believe that the game was useless. It was a scam. Nothing worked. I did believe those things. I didn't yap about it, but I believed those things. And now I'm actually playing the game. I'm like, I was so dumb, and they are so dumb. Like, what is going on? You feel me? Like it's crazy, you know? Nah, you already know, bro. Look, I ain't really look. Y'all need to understand, like, even if someone is like sometimes I get mad haters and shit, you feel me? Like, I'm a thug. I don't give a shit, bro. If people come at me on the internet, best believe we squabbling online. Like, you want to be a keyboard warrior? I'm a keyboard warrior too. Let's go for it, gang. Like, I'll be going back and forth with people in my comment section. Like, I do not give a shit. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I'm a YouTuber. I need to be really PC and I need to be really respectable. No, you start chatting shit, bro. I'm gonna chat shit back. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like, let's get it. You feel me? That's me. That's just how I behave. Like, that's just me. Because I'm gonna give you the same energy I would give you in real life on the internet. It's one of the things that lets me talk my shit, because I'm gonna give you the same energy. I don't give a fuck. Like, do what you want to do. That's on you, gang. You feel me? So it is what it is. Bro, I run the ASDs naked too, bro. I need, the armor is sick. I keep running it and I keep getting killed, man. It's crazy. Now, when y'all see the next episode, y'all will like pity me. I think y'all will pity me, bro. That would really pity me, because I've been struggling. I've actually been struggling. I ain't gonna lie. To be honest, ammo. I spend my money on ammo, a lot of ammo. And I also spend my money on guns that I end up losing every patch. I buy guns for my ships and then they disappear. I buy attritions and they just disappear. I don't know my money. Like, that's where my money is going, gang. My money is disappearing like that, bro. It's the attritions. It's the attritions, bro. Bro, yeah. When the horse, bro, med gel cost 100,000. Med gel cost 100,000, bro. I will not respawn. Respawn me and Pyro in the disease ward. I will not respawn it. Stop. Yeah, no. You buy drinks? I pick up empty bottles, used bottles from the floor, gang. I don't buy no drinks in Star Citizen. What are you talking about, bro? What do you mean? Oh, man. Yeah, no, I do my channel and I think it's just the vibe I give out. I feel like I've attracted a lot of people who love the game, a lot of people who ride for the game. But then when I do videos like my reviews, which aren't tailored to haters, a lot of haters get on because it could be the way I title it, 'cause I do brutal reviews, I'm brutally honest. And a lot of haters think, oh, brutal review means dog shit the fuck out of Star Citizen. Then they go on and they're like, wait, why is he saying good things as well? He should only be saying the bad things. Like, you know, and most of my videos, I start them with getting the bad things off the plate so I can talk about the good. And people think, oh, he's gonna just say this for the whole video. Yeah, 10 minutes of dogging Star Citizen, here we go. Then they get 5 minutes in and you're like, why is he saying good things? Why does he like the game? Why is he saying the game is good? Why is he trying to play the game? And I'm like, because there is layers to this shit. Star Citizen is an onion. Like, what are we doing here? You can't just say dumb shit and I'll back it up with the rest of the things, especially when I put so much hours into playing the game and I don't run into all these issues that these people seem to be always running into. It's crazy to me, really crazy. Now, I'm gonna do a few episodes. Well, not really episodes, but I'm gonna do like a few playthroughs of Arena Commander. I want to earn that mask. I saw the thingy. They said you can earn the Vandu mask if you do the gunfight thing. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna do a few videos on that. If I can, I might live stream it, but it's just I'm really busy. You know what I'm saying? And my time zone is crazy. Like right now is what, almost 6 a.m. So if I'm live streaming, it's gonna be crashed out. The time's gonna be crashed out. My freaking internal clock's gonna be cooked. So it is what it is, man. But I'll try to see if I can get videos out of me trying to accomplish it and earn the mask. Yeah, now the Paladin looks good, but I still want the Asgard though, because I feel like the Paladin, you need a crew. If you don't have a crew, you're running, like they said, you're running like a Cutlass Black. So if you have a crew, you're running something a lot stronger. But if you have the Asgard, you have all those guns to your power, and you're only missing the two at the bottom with the where the co-pilot uses. So like, I'd rather way much rather get the Asgard. You melted your Polaris? Nah, bro. Obviously, I'm legit, man. I ain't got no time to be fake. Who wants to be fake in a world like this, bro? You gotta be real, gang. You gotta be a real one. But yeah, nah, melting your Polaris is crazy, bro. Like, what did you buy? After you melted your Polaris, what did you buy? Because that'll give you so much freaking credits, man. Insurance fraud, yeah. Okay, bro, look, right. Insurance fraud sometimes takes a lot of time. Oh no, when you do insurance fraud with the Pisces, it doesn't take that much time. It takes like 3 minutes. Because I have a question, right? Here's my question for you guys, right? When we are doing medgel, it says a ship like the Pisces has 200 medgel capacity. If I have a ship like a Terrapin Medic, does that have, let's say it has 1,000 medgel capacity, right? If I buy the medgel canister for 100,000, do I only get 200 medgel for the Pisces, and the same canister would give me 1,000 medgel for the whatchamacallit, the whatever other ship I'm using, right? Do I get more out of the same canister if I have a bigger ship with more medgel capacity, or is there a limit to how much medgel the canister can give? That's what I'm like, because I don't know. I don't have a big ship. I can't test it out, so I don't really know, you know? you have a reclaimer in your port. You cannot be poor with a reclaimer, bro. Go crunch some ships, man. Literally crunch some ships, bro. Star Citizen Tug Lab. Now, look, right? When I go to Pyro, bro, I'm actually very scared of Pyro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna act tough for y'all. I get scared as crap in Pyro, bro. Whenever I see another player, bro, I be sweating. You know when you get those itchy armpits, bro, I be sweating, bro. I'll be like, hey, yo, is he gonna attack me? What do I do? Do I fight? Like, do I shoot first? I don't know. My first video, my first Star Citizen video ever was playing Star Citizen for the first time. That was on my main channel, actually. It was a main channel video that I then later posted on this channel. Basically, I've known about Star Citizen since I was like 13. Yeah, 2013 was when I first heard about Star Citizen. Some dude in my school was playing it in the computers, in the computer room, and he was playing it because we had really good computers in our school. And he was like, "Oh, you check out this game." I was like, "Bro, you're such a nerd, bro. Why you doing that?" Because I was a cool kid in school, right? And I'm like, "Bro, you're such a nerd. I ain't gonna be playing that stuff." But low key, I was also a nerd, but I was only a nerd at home. So everyone else thought I was a cool kid outside, but at home I was super nerdy, right? So I got home, went on the internet, started looking it up, and I was like, "Oh damn, this looks crazy. Like this looks freaking fire." Then when you start looking like up Star Citizen, and then around 2014. I started going on to that's when I started like using forums and things and going onto forums and like deep diving things and topics and things. And then I started deep diving Star Citizen. All I could see was it's a scam. Nothing is working. All you can do is stay in your hangar. They sold us a dream. Waste of money. Need a refund. Yada yada. And I was like, shit, like, are y'all for real? Like, it's a scam? And then it started bringing my expectations for Star Citizen down. And then like 5-6 years later, I'm still hearing the same things. And I'm like, bro, y'all had a perfectly good game idea and you broke it. And once in a while for the next couple of years, I'd be always going in and out and in and out, like looking at the updates and things. And it was always negative. I'm always seeing negative shit. And then 2020, what is it now? Yeah, 2024 comes around and I'm like, I saw the whole thing because like, I really started liking Henry Cavill, you know, Superman, Witcher, all of that. So really started liking Henry Cavill, and then I saw the trailer for Squadron 42, and he was in it, and I was like, oh crap, like yo. And then I saw Damson Idris, and what's his name again? Freaking, he's Batman's Andy Serkis and everything. And I was like, oh damn, like I like these actors. Then I watched that whole trailer, and it was like, this is a movie, like this is cinema. What are you talking about? This is freaking fire. And then I was like, oh damn. This is part of the Star Citizen universe. I was like, whoa. If they've got this quality of work now, what the fuck is Star Citizen look like? Then I started looking at Star Citizen again. I was like, I thought it was a scam. I thought this shit was not working. Why am I seeing people able to play this game? This is not what I've been told about on forums and things. So I just said, you know what? I'm a grown-ass man. I can make my grown-ass opinions. I can accept if I was wrong. Let me just buy the game, bought the game, signed up, did all of that, logged in, and here we are. Opinions completely changed, but it is what it is. Like, you gotta be willing to say, boom, you know when you're wrong, and you know when you've made a mistake and you made a misconception of something because of what you were told by others, you know? So like, it is what it is. Yeah, nah, bro. I just pick up bottles from the floor, bro. Like I'm a scavenger. I scavenge bottles from the floor. People be putting bottles on the floor. I just take them. I take it. I'm like, give me. I like take that. You feel me? Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people got into the game way too early in the sense of a lot of things weren't working. And I feel like when I got into the game, it was on the track to getting better, on the track to being more stable. And because of that, it gave me a really, really good experience that might not reflect other people's experiences because they came way too better. That's the thing, is like my experience, and people don't get it like, oh, I've been supporting the game since 2014 or 2016 and it's trash, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, because you started then. I started now, so you can't tell me my experiences 10 years later are going to be the same experiences as yours 10 years ago. It doesn't make sense. Like, you got to understand that the experience is different. So it's not like I'm just glazing for glazing's sake. Hell no. I'm doing it because that's what I experienced in 2024, 10 years after the game was released. Like, was it 10 or is like 10 or 9 years after or something like that. So it's like, you guys can't expect me to feel the same hatred you have. Like, come on now. I might ask and think about when it was really. Yeah, nah, bro. In Pyro, during the line in mine, I was getting cracked up by everyone in Pyro, man. Especially when I went out with my Vulture, I was getting packed up. Rolled in a spliff, and smoked. Easy, bro. Like, I stayed away from Pyro for that whole thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that's the thing is, like, I've started realizing it's a learning curve of like becoming an adult. Like, I'm 25 now, and it's like, as a kid, you don't want to really do all. You don't want to do too much thinking, and especially when you're friends with people who are quote unquote sheeps. You listen to the hive mind. Whatever the hive mind says, that's what you do. And growing up and trying to stand on my own 2 feet and do things the way I want to do it, it makes you realize that you don't listen to people. Like, I just don't listen to people no more, bro. I have to go experience something myself before I say, okay, boom, this is my opinion. I've experienced it. This is my opinion. You know, it is what it is. Yeah. I've got a Vulture, and I think they're changing the money, how much crunched material costs. So I'm going to be using that a lot and doing a few things. They're trying to get money with that. Because I want to have a big cargo ship. Because I have the C1, but it's all got like 64 cargo space. So I want to use the C1 with the Vulture, make enough money to hopefully get the Asgard. They'll probably add the Asgard in the next 2 major patches, maybe. And I'll try to buy that. If not, if I can save enough for before Christmas, which is in like 2 months, or no, next month actually. No, it is 2 months. Yeah, 2 months. I'll be able to get it as a pledge. Yeah, no, I was thinking, like, people in the game, it's bullshit. Like, people just need to grow up and stop being childish. Like, I don't know, like, you can't tell me you got scammed for $50, but then you ask them, how many hours do you have in the game? They say, I have 150 hours. That's less than like 20 cents an hour. What are we talking about here? You pay more money to go to the cinema to watch a trash movie. You pay more money for cinema food for 2 hours to sit in a dark room with a projector on the wall. But you're calling Star Citizen shit for $50. Okay, GG's, gang. Like, it is what it is, bro. Oh, get free ships in Pyro? Hey, yo, y'all gotta link me with that. Let me know where that is in the Discord. Free ships in Pyro, man. Give me some free ships. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, if my experience was this good, when we get to 1.0, it's going to, like, the experienced people, every like couple of patches, when new players come in, they're experiencing some shit that is way better than anything we've ever seen. And our experiences would not even be close to how good theirs are. And it's like crazy, because I'm like, damn, thinking about my experience so far, then thinking about someone who'd like come in now would have even better experience. They wouldn't have had to deal with anything like 30Ks or the elevators from 4.2.1. They wouldn't have to deal with any of that. Their experience is going to be so freaking nice. And then in a couple of months, we have Nyx coming out, and we have all these things and all these new missions. And I like, bro, it's going to be so grand. And it's going to be just so freaking damn, it's crazy, bro. Like, running around in the hangar. Yeah, nah, but I think it's like, people still talk about the game like that's all you can do, run around the hangar. It's crazy. Like, that, people still talk like that's all you can do in the game, bro. Yeah, nah, Vulture is one of the best, but it's freaking expensive, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. All of last year's, no, I didn't. I saw some parts. I saw like base building and things like that, but I didn't see the whole thing. I was still really fresh, and it was like, I was at the point back then where I was like, I didn't really understand what was going on. All the things they were saying, I didn't really understand it. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now I do, so I might go back and watch a few things, but back then I just didn't understand anything from last year, man. Yeah, refine your stuff. Yeah. It's gonna be, it's an added layer. But I do think I like the layers, because added layers to games and things, just it makes the time crunch a little bit better. Some people might not like it, but I think the time, like, I want to be able to say, okay, boom, I've got 2 hours today. I'm going to go do some mining. I know I can spend an hour and a half mining. Then the last 30 minutes, I'll just go and refine all my things, leave it to cook, go off. Tomorrow I come back and I'll do hauling. I'll get all my stuff put on my ship and I'll go haul it, deliver it. That's my 2 hours for the next day, you know? It gives you like set goals. And I feel like a lot of people they turn on the game and they go into the verse without a goal, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm bored. This game is trash." What was your goal when you turned on your computer? When you pressed launch, what was your goal for the day? You had none? No shit, you're not having fun. You didn't have a goal set out for yourself to have fun. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, what do you expect? The game's not gonna hand feed you objectives. Like, you gotta choose something, you know? Random free trips, though, so it's Drake. I want a random ship, but I don't want a Drake. I don't do well with Drakes, you feel me? Yeah, now this is the best game in the genre. I feel like it's the biggest. Would I say it's the best game right now? No. I'd say it's things like GTA still beat it just for the mere fact that they're built on similar, well, familiar foundations and things. Like I think they're using like Unreal and things like that. So we're familiar with all the things that we see and we do because all the games we've played previously have been built on the same systems. I feel like Star Citizen gets to that point when it becomes fully stable. When it's fully stable and all the major game-breaking bugs are gone, I feel like then it can take over games like Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption and things like that. But as for the scope, it has the biggest scope. It has the biggest tech that players can use. Like, just imagine, like, the Aegis is like a freaking whole dungeon and a player can just sit in it and fly it. Those kind of things, those, like, parts are crazy to me, you know? When crafting is all, you're gonna lose your social life? Bro, I'm already losing my social life. I don't even have a social life no more. I can't even lie, bro. Yeah, nah, No Man's Sky is like baby food, man. That's baby food compared to Star Citizen. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's on its own level. That's the thing. It's on its own like separate level, and it's a shame because the only things you can really compare it to is like Elite Dangerous, Eve, and GTA, things like that, and it's like those games don't even come close to comparison. Like, there's so much more that Star Citizen offers and will offer. It's like you can't really just like combine you can't there's no way to like, there's no benchmark. There's no game that's a benchmark for Star Citizen. You know, like the survival genre and the whatchamacallit, simulation genre, there's benchmarks for most games. Star Citizen covers everything. There's no benchmark for Star Citizen. How do you quantify Star Citizen to someone when there's no benchmark? There's no, this is what it is. It's like, it's kind of like this, but also like this, but also like this, but also has parts of this, also has parts, like there's no benchmark for it. So it's really, it's really, 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 really weird when you're trying to like say what it is. I need to watch last year's CitizenCon. No, there definitely is. Like, I'm doing some catch up. I've been catching up a bit. I'm getting my knowledge. I'm doing lore and all that kind of stuff. But I'm definitely watching new content and old content to get up to speed with all the things I've missed. Definitely. It's really close to Eve. Bro, I think, are my lights? Oh no, bro, it's bright outside. I didn't even realize. Nah, Eve is dead though. Like, Eve is dead. I don't like Eve. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, people don't get it. Think about it. You can literally fit all of the GTAs, like every single GTA map ever created, on one planet. All on one planet. And in Star Citizen, it's running simultaneously. Everything is running simultaneously across the whole galaxy. Like, that's crazy to me. That is actually crazy to me, bro. And then also when you add the fact that you have Arena Commander that gives you mini games, that's a whole separate game on its own. Some people like, bro, people pay money, good money to play Call of Duty, CSGO, all of that. Bro, Arena Commander is basically giving that packed in it with your $50-something for your starter pack. It's all packed in the same thing. Like, what are we talking about here? You feel me? Yeah, nah, there's gonna be someone like, oh, guys, what's it called? That world building engine, that Genesis world building engine. Oh my God. The game is gonna look so beautiful, but I am very scared that my freaking PC might blow up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think my PC might just go kaboom because it is freaking intense what I saw, bro. Holy. Yeah, when they start adding, you can use the toilet, sleep. They've got basketball courts like the javelin things. When they start adding things like that, bro, the game is going to be on another level. All I need now is pizza deliveries. I could be a pizza delivery guy in the verse, bro. That's all I need, man. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Nah, you get COD for free, but then you have to pay for all these skins and packs. And by the time you have all the skins and packs, you have a $1,000 portfolio. And Warzone is the only one that's for free, right? Everything else is not free. Yeah, the 2026 is definitely going to be a good year. I think it's going to be a really good year. The 3 ships that they showed, I like the, what is it, Asperia Prowlers? Not what it's called. The new big Prowler ship they just added. Well, Asperia ship. That's pretty nice. That junkyard Frankenstein, I'm not a big fan of that. It's a Drake mixed with some other stuff. I'm not a fan of that. But that was really good. The Paladin looks good, but it's not. The Paladin's not a ship for me. Definitely not a ship for me. But yeah, like I'm trying to say, I want to upgrade to the Asgard, and then maybe in the future something else might like tickle my fancy. But right now it's simply just the Asgard. So that's what I'm gonna try to work on. But yeah, base building is really big for me because that's one of the biggest things for me in survival games. I love base building, and I hated the fact that most MMOs you just buy this crappy base that's pre-built and you just put your furniture in these preordained spots and things like that. That really pissed me off. So the fact that we can build our base, and if they have it as free as the Persistent Universe is already, and you can build how you want, where you want, and arrange the things in your base how you want, that's gonna be really big, and I think that's what's gonna dial me in. Once that's there, it will definitely dial me into Star Citizen a lot more. You're buying theft of shit. I want the alien one. The alien one looks really cool. Bro, he's chilling on his 80-90 jump, ordering pizza. Yeah, nah, man. Like, guys, just think about the scope of it, man. It's freaking, it's gonna be crazy. It's actually gonna be crazy, man. Oh, they're in the PTU, so you can test them before they come out. Yeah, nah, I like having my own home, man. Your own home is always a good thing. But yeah, look, y'all, it is 6 a.m. right now. Like, it is dead ass 6 a.m. right there. You see that? It is 6 a.m. Your boy's gonna go to sleep, gang. Your boy has to go to sleep. Honestly, I have to go to sleep. Because if I don't, I'm cooked. I'm actually cooked. Like, my brain is fried. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, I hope you guys like the stream. I hope you guys, make sure to go freaking CIG some love today, man. This was crazy, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna head off to bed. Your boy is actually so fried. Like, bro, I've been awake for almost 24 hours. In 2 hours, I've been awake for 24 hours. This is not good for my health. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I will try to stream more whenever I can. Just the time is really messed up. But yeah, 6 p.m. Yeah, I'm a whole day ahead of you, gang. That's crazy. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Yo, and if you're here and you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel, bro. Like, hey, man, join the gang. You feel me? But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Next time you see me, I'll be fighting some ASD freaks. We good, okay? Peace out. Good night. Good morning. Good evening. Y'all have a blessed day, y'all. See ya. Bye-bye.